Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs got a 107-91 win over the Lakers last night. It was Keldon Johnson leading the way with 27 points off the bench. Spurs return to action on Saturday when they take on the Celtics. Big trade in the NBA today. The Atlanta Hawks are sending four-time All-Star guard Trae Young to Washington in exchange for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. And another head coach has bitten the dust. This one, Miami Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday out there. We certainly are, because we're happy you're here with us on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and another day this week, another busy talk show.
Well, absolutely. I mean, content is king, and there's plenty of it. John Harbaugh gets fired, and then so does Mike McDaniel. But
isn't that a coincidence?
They say, it had nothing to do with anything. Uh-huh.
So I wonder, now, and we're going to talk a lot about this because it's obviously happening, and McDaniel didn't think he was going to get fired, at least by his press conference on Monday. But what's the better job, the Miami Dolphins or the New York Giants?
Man.
Good question, huh?
Maybe that becomes a poll question on our YouTube page. I mean, but when you look at it, now, granted, Harbaugh's been on the East Coast forever.
Mm-hmm.
There is a better quarterback future likely in New York, but look at the talent in Miami, and you're at South Beach, right?
I'm not sure that appeals to Harbaugh necessarily.
Well,
you or me, that'd be a no-brainer.
Did you think his brother would do well in Los Angeles? Right?
Well,
I mean, would you rather live in Miami or would you rather live in New York City?
Me?
And granted,
Miami.
It's New Jersey. You're not even in New York. It's New Jersey. Do you want to have to shovel your walk or make sure you got enough suntan lotion on? Right? Can you? What's the future with Tua? Or Quinn Ewers, or, man, all those rumors about Lamar getting traded to Miami.
How about
a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And with your, but again, though, I mean, the idea that they were interviewing a guy that's very, very close to Harbaugh, and then Mike McDaniel gets fired.
Unbelievable.
And real quick, this Mike McDaniel guy, is immediately linked to Cleveland.
Yep.
Now, the thing with that, he spent too much time at Miami because every cold weather game, that dude looks miserable. Like McDaniel, Mike be like, dude, unless you put a roof on that thing, I ain't going there. I just, he wouldn't go there because of weather. Well, I know they are, but he'll be fired by the time that thing is built.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Dude, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if he's going to be linked to that. And here's a question. Mike McDaniel may be one of those guys that is not a head coach. He's a hell of an offensive coordinator. He's one of those genius guys with the offense. How about going to the command skins? They need an offensive coordinator. Wouldn't that be a better job to work for Dan Quinn, perhaps, as an OC? Who else needs an OC these days? And there's some teams out there that could use an offensive mind like a Mike McDaniel. So I don't know if a head coach is in his future or not. But, again, if Cleveland's offering and you're getting head coach dollars, you're saying, okay, well, it's Cleveland. I'm sure there's a nice neighborhood around here somewhere.
I know a team in Houston that would love to have a new offensive coordinator, at least their fan base would, and they play in the air conditioning.
There you go.
But to your point, how good of a coach is Mike McDaniel? Now, I say that for a guy that just got fired. I mean, when he got the job and all kind of nerdy and goofy and all that kind of stuff, right? We all were like, what? And then, he got the Miami makeover. But his players seemed to love him. The Hard Knocks episode or series, I mean, you get to admit, he is a hell of a coach. He is a leader of men. His players seem to love him. Now, there's always going to be one or two that don't like you, but for the most part, I do think he is head coach material. There are others that become a head coach and it doesn't work out, and you realize, okay, we'll never do that again. I don't know if he falls into that category.
Now, here's the deal, and I didn't watch Hard Knocks, so I don't know what you're referring to. I'll take your word for it. When I look at Mike McDaniel, it doesn't exactly put the fear of God into me.
Well,
you know what I mean? He looks like a wiener. I mean, honestly.
Oh, you want all your coaches to look like Paul Bear Bryant?
Or Dan Campbell. Somebody like that.
Bite kneecaps?
Well,
or
sure.
massage your calves. There's a difference.
I want somebody that's going to command respect, and that guys are going to be, it might be a little timid to go up and say, hey, Mike, that play sucked. Or it's like, okay, Mike, maybe we ought to rethink that play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see him. And I could be reading this guy completely wrong, and if I am, so be it. But I'm just saying, when you look at Mike McDaniel, when he's got his little, his ankle pants
so you don't
on
like the way he dresses.
No,
because
it's not that.
No,
look
is.
at the guy.
There are times where he
looks like he ought to be working on my computer.
All right. And that's fine. He's a little dorky, but he does command the room. he is a hell of a coach that elevated to becoming a head coach. And he went through a makeover. Remember when I'm drawing a blank. Oh, man. And Dave Campo. Remember when Dave Campo became the head coach and he had the makeover?
Yeah.
Fixed his glasses and his hair and all that kind of stuff because he didn't look head coachy. Right?
Yeah.
He was clearly not, right? Better position coach, better coordinator. I think Mike McDaniel will be a head coach again and a better coach and a better leader of men than you think. I don't like the way he wears his pants either. But then again, but I'm not going to hold that against you. I look at some of these guys and go, what the hell are you doing?
I didn't see Hard Knocks, so maybe you saw something that I don't see. But when I look at Mike McDaniel, he just looks very timid and just kind of a quiet guy that just wants to go in the corner and have a glass of wine. Which is fine. I got no problem with that.
Do you say the same thing about, say, a Cliff Kingsbury?
No.
What? Why? Because you know him?
Well, Cliff's got street cred with the ladies.
Well, all right. I'm sure McDaniel does too. He's rich and living in South. He's rich and lives in South Beach.
Well, maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
But again, though, does Cliff look like a guy that's going to strike fear into you, or is he going to be buddy? Good-looking dude, worried about his fashion, and an incredible offensive mind. But again, can you lead? And in today's world, are you relatable to the players? And I think McDaniel fits that bill.
Except for the fact that you can tell that dude probably has never played a game of football in his life.
What does that matter?
Well, I guess it doesn't.
Right? You talk football. You never played in the NFL. Does that take away your credibility?
No, but I've played football before, organized.
Well, I'm sure he did too. We all played Little League football.
We didn't have Little League in Alice, damn it.
Well, dude, are you kidding? My high school coach was Hal Mummy. Does that give me extra credibility?
No,
I went to the same high school as RG3 and Peanut Tillman. That doesn't make me a better football player.
No, but I don't know. It just something about and please, if they're out there, you tell me if I'm reading this guy wrong. But he just does not look like it looks like the water boy more so than the head coach.
Man,
I'm just saying.
So now you're going to relate him to a bass player, aren't you? He's the bass player in a band because our
Aaron,
friend.
I did not bring that up. That was Jason Minix.
What? That was that you? He's just texting us. Did you say that, or is he making this up?
Did he say that?
Yeah, Aaron Smith just said. Did you just call him Wiener McDaniel?
Wiener McDaniel. Yes.
You called him Wiener McDaniel.
He said he looks like a wiener.
A bass player. Good Lord.
I don't know. Look, I could be reading the dude wrong, and I don't know. When I look at the guy, I just don't see.
No, you like old school coaches that are going to yell at you, make you do bear crawls across the parking lot.
Exactly right. You look at John Harbaugh. Now that guy, you don't want to cross that dude, right? I mean,
John looks like he should be doing my taxes.
Well, and think about John Harbaugh if he were to get the Miami job. You talk about a misplaced person. He doesn't look like a Miami dude. He's a Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
it's because
Cleveland.
You know him as a Baltimore guy.
Well, I'm just saying he's one of those, just let's run the football and tackle it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. The hell are you talking about?
I'm just, Mike, if you're listening, buddy, and I'm sure you are, no disrespect. You're just a goofy-looking dude.
He would say, well, I'm richer than you, MF.
Yes, exactly right.
Bite me.
That's probably what he would say. I'm sure it is. But,
he would tell you to
try to shove it up their ass.
Yeah.
I just don't see McDaniel shoving it up anybody's ass, honestly. Do you? I mean,
what does that have to do with anything?
Even Shoddy tries to be a tough guy. I'll take my chances with a dude. 3 minutes.
I mean, I'm listening to you, who at one point said,
I'd rather see Don Harris shirtless. Now, are we putting all these? I'm not putting Harris in the same basket as Mike McDaniel. Although, if he was a head coach at Miami, I might. I don't know.
Wow.
Coming up violent today, I guess, huh? By the way, we do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Thank you, Pledge, for that. Which is the better job for John Harbaugh? The two jobs are Miami and the New York Football Giants. Right now, 15 votes. It's early. It just came up. So Miami's the leader in the clubhouse, 60-40 right now. So go there and vote in our poll, and we'll see what happens with Mike McDaniel.
Go to the YouTube page.
Yes.
Search on YouTube, San Antonio Sports Star, and you'll get there.
And subscribe.
Man.
And hit that thumbs up, will you?
Boy. And I thought our first segment was going to be about college football tonight. There's a hell of a game happening tonight.
Well, the Miami Dolphins fired McDaniel. We had to address it. There is a hell of a football game tonight. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL, though.
But there is.
A lot of stuff going on. Tampa Bay's cleaning house. Rashid Rice is in trouble again. All kinds of stuff.
The day that ends in Y.
Exactly. We're talking about it. We continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, it was important for my business to start strong.
Starting week is not recommended.
But first, I needed a lot of stuff for the office.
Sounds like a shopping spree.
I just went to Staples. They have great prices on everything, like ink, toner, printers, paper, and chairs. And now, you can get up to 30% off select HP printers.
Up to 30% off HP printers. Am I on a hidden camera show?
No.
Well then, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Ends 131. Select models only.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This Friday is a Flight Friday with a Blitz live at Bubba's 33 in Alamo Ranch. Kick off the weekend and pregame with us and Flight by Yingling ahead of the Indiana-Oregon semifinal game.
Flight will be on special, and you know they'll have some great prizes to give away, including those cool backpack coolers. So plan now to join the Blitz from 2 to 6, a Flight Friday at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location with Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I don't know, man. I guess this happens every year, Jason, but it seems like a lot of turnover in the NFL and a lot of just craziness out there. And you get one piece, and John Harbaugh getting fired yesterday, and it just turns everything upside down.
You know, and the question is it done? I mean, right now,
I don't think so.
There are 8 jobs open in the NFL. That's 25%
Unbelievable.
of the head coaching jobs are available. Not to mention all the quarterbacks, coordinator positions, and position coaches, like Tampa Bay cleaned house today. But they didn't fire their coach.
No,
their head coach kept his job, got rid of coordinators. And again, I do find it is pretty typical. 8 feels like a lot. If Buffalo loses this weekend, maybe there's 9. If Pittsburgh loses on Monday night, maybe there's 10.
Could be.
I mean, it is possible. Now, you could argue Buffalo ain't going to lose this week, although they might.
They might.
Pittsburgh isn't going to lose this week.
They will. Dude,
Houston doesn't win on the road in the postseason.
But Pittsburgh doesn't win first-round playoff games.
Something's got to give, right?
Yes.
Something has to give. And so, I mean, it is crazy when you have the turnover. I don't really know. I mean, from a head coaches, it feels like there's a lot. Coordinators, it's pretty typical. And then you mix that in with all the different craziness in college football, and it just seems like the content wheel is crazy. Like, of all people, Jason Witten is going to become a tight ends coach at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Right? Now,
does Witt just not have any? Is he bored?
Well, he
must be.
Wasn't he the head coach of
high school team.
Of a high school team up near Dallas? You'd have thought if there was ever an organization that would bring him in and give him an opportunity, it would be one where he didn't even have to move. All right? The Cowboys can't find a front office spot or a coaching staff spot for Jason Witten unless he just wants to go to Oklahoma. I mean,
who the hell wants to go to Oklahoma?
I don't know. I mean, it's 220 and OU still sucks. The idea, I mean, this is Mr. Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And things change as you get older. But there was a guy that used to sit in that chair named Dat Wynn.
Yeah.
And I know that Dat and I shared an office for a long time. And that guy would get calls and job offers all the time. And he would never do it because he wouldn't wear a different logo than A&M for college or Cowboys for the NFL.
Nice.
I know he had a chance to go be a defensive coach and associate head coach at another NFL team. I can't do it, right?
Not the Cowboys.
Not the Cowboys. He couldn't do it. Witten was the same way, right? I mean, Witten didn't want to go play for another team, coach in high school. I know he had opportunities at Tennessee, if I remember some reports, but he didn't want to move out of the Dallas area. Now, things get older. His girls are getting older. Maybe
maybe his wife should tell him to get the hell out of the house.
It's possible, but OU? Like what's the tie there? I mean, clearly he's not going to daily commute from his house to Norman, although it's not that far of a drive, hour and a half maybe.
I would think if you're OU, you're pretty lucky to have the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good get for them. And I don't know, maybe Witten's got some thoughts of being an NFL head coach one day.
Well, he had thoughts of being a broadcaster on Monday Night Football too, and that didn't work out.
Well, I bet a little bit larger amount on him becoming a coach than a broadcaster.
He should be a coach. He was such a good high school coach. And the times that I've been around Jason Witten, not around microphones, talking ball with him, he and Dat very close. Him and Dat Wynn talking football and drawing stuff up on a grease board, and I feel like I know football, and they might as well have been speaking another language. I mean, it was, Dat was that way with guys like Sean Lee and just others, and, just incredible football mind. Should be a head coach somewhere.
I agree with you.
But it may be working at the high school level changed what I thought I knew about Jason Witten wanting to be a coach. But, I mean, the idea of recruiting, I don't know. That one baffles me.
Well, here's maybe the piece of the puzzle that we're missing. And it was brought up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Witten's kid is trying to get into OU.
Okay.
He played at Rice.
Yep.
I guess that's where he is now. And apparently wants to get in the portal and head to Oklahoma, and maybe it was a package deal. They said, "Hey, if you'll come coach tight ends, we'll take your kid."
Well, how do I respond to that? I know as a parent, you'll do anything for your child.
Sure,
but that's stretching it.
What are you going to do when you have to travel to Tennessee?
And I mean, you go beat Josh Heupel. That's just a part of it. I think the other part, too, you think about that. If you're the kid, I'm trying to get away from my parents.
Right.
I want to do this on my own. I don't want to get into Oklahoma just because my daddy said he would go up there and take a coaching job. I mean, crazier stuff has happened, but I look at our friend Indy Kalu. Indy would love for his kid to go to Rice. Kid wanted nothing to do with Rice. Goes to Baylor, was going to stay at Baylor, and is now on his way to the University of Florida. And he's doing that all on his own.
That worked out pretty well for him.
Absolutely, it did.
So, look, I don't know what's going to happen. Apparently, his kid's a 5-star player.
Oh, he's a hell of a player.
So
he doesn't need dad to get him in.
I don't know.
You're going to take him or you're not.
Well, that's the only thing that I can explain that explains what is happening here and why the hell Jason Witten would want to go to Oklahoma. I mean, it doesn't make any other sense other than your kid's going.
Well, and again, his kid is going there. That'll be fine. It was just one of all the things I expected to see today, that ain't one of them.
Kind of break your heart?
No. I mean, pisses me off a little. I'm more mad that Parker Livingston's going to OU than I am Jason Witten, to be honest.
Wow.
I mean.
There's a story there.
Well, there is. I mean, the portal for your school is a one-way street. You're happy as hell when you get somebody from somewhere else, and you're mad as hell when they leave your program. But I do think the way UT is running business right now, they're going to continue to lose people because of the arrogance in Austin by taking forever to get your deals done or committing because you're not wanting to commit to somebody because there's somebody else you have an eye on in the portal.
Wow.
And that's costing UT, and Longhorn fans don't like it. That's on Sark. It's on Sark in the way he's doing stuff right now.
I don't know how any of these coaches do anything. I haven't heard a coach yet, except for the Bielema at where is he at Wisconsin or somewhere?
Illinois.
Illinois, one of those schools.
Brett Bielema.
Yeah.
Brett like,
Bielema.
Who are you talking about?
You know who I'm talking about. The guy used to be at Arkansas, right? Well, dude, he's got a weird name. I mean, I understand that.
Yeah, buzz cut, man. He looks like he should be a Marine drill sergeant.
I haven't had somebody pronounce my name right ever.
Reinagel?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
I get it right
I've only
every
known
day.
you for 30 years, though. I hope you get it right by now.
Well, it took me 23 to get it right.
I don't know. That's the only thing that makes any kind of sense as far as that goes. But look, if Witten, and I think Witten needs that experience at a big-time college program to try and make his way up. And I think you remember when, there were people calling for Jerry to hire Witten as head coach.
There was. There was. I mean, you look at it, and sorry, Pledge just did a wardrobe change.
He did.
You got to change your shirt, dude. I can't look at a Micah Parsons jersey for the next 3 hours.
Why not?
Because it's Micah Parsons.
Dallas Cowboy.
That's
gotta
fine.
wear Cowboys gear.
That's fine. But you just had another Cowboy shirt on over that.
Yeah, well, it's hot in here.
You wearing a ladies' cut Parsons jersey, I can't concentrate for the next 3 hours seeing you over there.
I can't wait to see him tomorrow with the sparkly A&M shirt from Alexandra.
Well, see, that's a different kind of entertainment. This one just pisses me off because it's Parsons jersey, and I don't know, somehow the AC is still broken here, but it's clearly cold inside Pledge's room.
Oh, I understand.
And I'm supposed to concentrate.
I got you. Whoa.
Well, and he keeps twisting them. Stop, Pledge.
When'd you get those pierced, Pledge?
High school was a fun time.
Yeah, I guess it was. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable.
Where were we?
Who knows? We're talking about Jason Witten and headed to OU and his kid perhaps as well. I find that fascinating. We're going to talk more about the Texas story that you brought up because Texas fans are not happy with the portal and NIL.
And then because they're Texas, you're getting a lot of attention. I think you could apply that to every,
just about everybody,
every fan base out there.
Except Brett Bielema.
Just call him Coach BB.
Coach B.
Yeah. Bielema. He's over there at directional what? Somewhere in the Midwest.
He said it's never been more fun. It's good for you, buddy. Unbelievable. Rashee Rice. I don't know what Kansas City's going to do with this guy. Talented guy, although when he came back this year, he fit right in with the Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody played well. He certainly didn't play well. But now the NFL is launching an investigation into domestic violence allegations against him because his wife is saying, or ex-wife now I guess it is, saying that he just abused her for 8 or so years.
You know, they have to investigate it. And I think all of us, we see those stories and probably similar thoughts first thing that comes to your mind. And you hope they're not true, but and then that's why they have to be investigated. And I do think the NFL does a pretty good job in disciplining domestic violence issues. And the question really becomes, and I think this is not just NFL in dealing with pro athletes, but local authorities. An allegation is made, the police are called, and then when it comes down to, are you going to press charges and pursue it? A lot of times the lady in this situation, backtracks or doesn't want to pursue, and nothing ever happens. And I think that's in all walks of life, and it's unfortunate, and it's quite frankly a little bit scary. And I know. I hope they investigate. I hope it's not true, but if it is, penalize the hell out of the guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. So NFL is investigating Rashee Rice, and it's going to be interesting to see what they find. If they do find something, what's Kansas City going to do? Do you cut ties with the guy and let him go? I mean, this is the second time now. He just got over that racing incident, and that he was kind of slapped on the hand for. So
he missed a bunch of games.
Well, he did.
I mean, he did, and that means a bunch of money. I mean, your per game check. But again, do you still get the privilege of playing in the NFL? At some point, there are guys that go through it. And then there's other guys who have issues. Kevontae Turpin might be a great example. All kinds of issues in college.
Yep.
That scared the NFL away for a while. The path he traveled to get back to the league, and for the most part, since he's been an NFL player, I know he's had the one incident, but but for the most part, he's been a solid citizen. It takes some guys a little bit longer to mature, and others to realize, you know what, I really had it good. I can't be a knucklehead. I need to change my ways or change who I associate with. And I think Turpin is a prime example of second chances can work out. The question is, for Rice, this would be strike two. How many strikes do you actually get?
That's a great question, and I guess we'll see. I mean, he could be innocent. This may be all made up, and maybe there's nothing to it. I don't know. But the NFL is investigating that, and so we'll keep you updated. By the way, we do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, and it's very simple question. Which is the better job for John Harbaugh? Two choices, the Miami Dolphins or the New York Giants. Right now, the Giants are running away with it, which is something they don't normally do. But they're winning today, 63%.
They can win off season.
37% is right now. So the Giants are in the lead. Go there and vote, like and subscribe our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can get Jason Minix on Twitter, at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210. And you can always remember the phone number, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. How about those Spurs?
Whew.
My goodness. Well, I tell you what, I just wish they'd play good teams from here on out. No more small teams. No more crappy teams, because they seem to get up for them. They certainly got up for the Lakers last night, although the three-point shooting might be an issue. We're talking about San Antonio, the Spurs, when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Ricky, would you like to rap at the Testicle Festival? Can you give me a little rap?
You want me to spit a rap?
Yeah, I want you to spit a rap.
About balls? Yo, Testicle Festival. It's like an extraterrestrial. Widen my eyes when I see them calf fries.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody,
How are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon of bottled water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
There's a reason why we say Connecticut is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656 PURE. We'll change your water, and it'll change your life.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or bird seed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
George Gets Justice. You've heard the national lawyer ads. Same story, different name. But when you've been through something traumatic in San Antonio, you need a local team who fights for real results. That's why so many get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George is from here, listens to people, and fights to help them get their maximum compensation. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, it was important for my business to start strong.
Starting weak is not recommended.
But first, I needed a lot of stuff for the office.
Sounds like a shopping spree.
I just went to Staples. They have great prices on everything, like ink, toner, printers, paper and chairs. And now you can get up to 30% off select HP printers.
Up to 30% off HP printers. Am I on a hidden camera show?
No.
Well then, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Ends 131. Select models only.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now, in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
We've got college football on here at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star tonight. Tomorrow, big game between Oregon and Indiana, and we're going to get you ready for that. Blitz is live at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch. Flight by Yingling will be out there. In fact, it is a Flight Friday tomorrow, so make plans to come on out and party with us, pregame with us. 2 to 6, Jason and I will be broadcasting from Bubba's 33, the Alamo Ranch locations. And, of course, Beer Santa will be there with lots of prizes, and there may even be a sample or two on hand. So make plans tomorrow, Bubba's 33 at Alamo Ranch.
Alamo Ranch area, and obviously we'll be getting ready for tomorrow night's game. Tonight's game should be, these two games, these next 5 days of football are going to be fantastic. So make sure you got plenty of flight because you're going to be somewhere watching football, drinking good beer. And I think tonight's game should be a hell of a game. And really for us sports fans, because I know we were angry at the Spurs and then last night they beat the Lakers. And anytime you beat the Lakers, that's a great thing.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
They kicked the crap out of the Lakers
They
last
did.
night.
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, Luka and who, and obviously he was phenomenal last night. But you look at the game last night, and I watched. I still don't know how the hell they won that game. 107-91. Strong second half. But if I were just to tell you, Spurs are playing the Lakers, and the Spurs would be 4 of 25 from three-point range. De'Aaron Fox would be 5 of 14. Wemby would be 7 of 15. And they went in a blowout. Nobody would believe you. The fact that these starters were a collective 0 of 15 from three-point range, including the sharpshooting Julian Champagnie was 0 of 6. You've been praising this dude, and the only problem that I have with Julian is he's streaky as hell. He's been good. Last night, bad.
Yeah, last night was bad. Everybody was bad, though, last night from the three-point stripe. The difference is, in the game, Spurs shot damn near 50% overall. So and the Lakers were right at 40%. So I think, obviously, that's the difference in the game. To me, that third quarter, and I'm really watching now the third quarter because it has not been a good quarter this season for the Spurs. There have been some games or two, but typically it has not been a good quarter for the Spurs. Last night it was. They came out and they played well. Dude, Keldon Johnson, you talk about – I'm going to pull out my inner Chris Collinsworth. Here's a guy
oh boy.
That who has really embraced his role as the sixth man coming off the bench.
He has adapted to a new role. He has found a way. He was 11 of 13 last night, 27 points in 27 minutes. Sixth man of the year? I mean, Mitch Johnson certainly thinks so.
I don't know who else would be in that conversation, but it'd be hard to not be at least in the conversation. I mean, he's as consistent as it gets for us in terms of, his rebounding, his efficiency. He made half of our threes tonight, so that's something. I don't know how many players typically make half their team's threes in a night.
That's 2.
Yeah, when you suck at it, that's good math. That's good positivity, Coach.
But he's been phenomenal, and he's been consistent, and that's something, unfortunately, out of our control, but we haven't been able to have a lot this year in terms of availability and continuity. And his consistency has allowed us to try to resemble somewhat consistency on the court. And he's been a mainstay. And, yeah, it's every night with that guy.
He has really been good coming off the bench, no doubt. But you're talking about the Sixth Man of the Year award. He may have to hold off Victor Wembanyama.
I mean, it'd be another accolade for him. But, it's cool.
You should go get it.
Me?
You should go get it, yeah.
I mean, if I do, I do. If not, winning is just the most important thing for me right now. And just giving my teammates all I got each and every night and putting us in the best situation and doing my job so we can win.
Great answer.
It's the right answer, and the reality is, Mitch said he doesn't know who else is up for that award. Quite frankly, I don't either. Wemby is today, but will he be when it's award season? Because I don't think he's going to qualify for any postseason awards because he's not going to play enough games. So it could be Keldon's to lose, but I think a big part of that is his adoption to his new role. This dude has figured it out here in San Antonio.
I would give it to, my teammates. I feel like, my teammates believe in me, my coaches believe in me. And not saying that they didn't in previous years, but just the trajectory that we're trying to get to and buying into what we're doing. I feel like it just does something different for your confidence, knowing that I'm playing for a bigger purpose, knowing that I'm playing for my teammates, knowing that we all have the same goal. When I gauge that success, I feel like, for me, it's just going out there and just being myself like being comfortable in my own skin, being myself, regardless of what that role may be. I feel like just buying into that, being myself, being that energy guy, you know, bringing that spark to the team, and you know, really buying into that. I really don't have no pressure to go out there and perform, because I know I'm going out there every night, giving everything I got, because I want to win, but I'm playing for a bigger purpose. I'm playing for my teammates. I'm playing for my coaches, and knowing that they have the utmost, you know, trust and confidence in me, just, you know, it puts your mindset at a different level.
I applaud the guy, because think about it and what he just said there. I mean, when he first came in, Pop took him to the Olympics.
Yep.
And, I mean, this guy was on top of the world, and then everybody wanted him the hell out of San Antonio.
Well, and there's a reason for that. I know Fred on our YouTube page basically says that. Most in town wanted Keldon out of SA. Now we don't win without him. You know, there was a point where he was tradable because he was one of the few tradable pieces San Antonio had. And then you started to wonder, how does he fit when Vic got here? Guys like Keldon, guys like Devin Vassell. And Vassell last year I didn't feel like he understood his role, that he wasn't the best player on the team. And then, I don't know, Steph Castle was here, and Vassell went down another rung. And then you got De'Aaron Fox, and Vassell another rung from the best player. And where did Keldon fit? And between Mitch Johnson and the coaching staff and Keldon accepting a different role. And last night, he was asked about his role, and, I mean, this answer is long, but listen to it. This is deep. This is a very mature answer with somebody that has figured out how to be and stay in San Antonio.
I mean, when you look at my career, I've had the highest of the highs. You know, I feel like as a young player, I had a lot of success, and then, you know, as the culture changed, you know, you got to adapt. And I feel like you know, it took some time to be able to adapt into a role that I'm in. I feel like, you know, if I was to say, like, okay, like, it's easy, like, I would be lying. Like, you know, as a young player, you know, you have success early on. You know, you score a lot of points in the NBA. You know, it takes a lot to be able to sit back and understand that, you know, all right, like, you know, you take your ego away from it and you say, okay, what do I need to do to be able to contribute to this team? You know, and, you know, it took its ups and it took its downs, but, you know, I feel like my coaches and the organization never gave up on me to be able to develop as a young player, like on and off the court. You know, I was never perfect. Like, you know, I was never, you know, just the perfect child. Like, I had times where I struggled being able to adjust to a different role. But, you know, they stayed with me and they had my back, and to be able to, you know, just now it just shows like it's all worth it. Like, it's all the hard times, it's worth it, you know. And it'll be plenty of more hard times in the future, but to know that, you know, I can do it. You know, I really feel like, you know, I proved to myself that I can do it, and that I can really perform and help this team be good.
He's doing that this year for sure, and coming off the bench the way that he's done that, adjusting to that role. And again, though, I love Keldon Johnson's answers. I love what he just said right there. But I mean, if you're a San Antonio Spur fan or know anything about this team, you just look at Manu Ginobili. And Manu would have started for any team in the league, without a doubt. But Pop wanted him to come off the bench and do that, and no ego with Manu, and it was perfect. He thrived in that role, and Keldon Johnson's doing the same thing.
And to hear Keldon say at times it was hard, and he had to steal the line from Greg Popovich, check his ego at the door.
Yeah.
And for a pro athlete, for anybody for that matter, but especially a pro athlete, that is tough. Think about it. He got a gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah, he did.
He was destined to be one of the, and you find your role, you find your lane, but accepting it. And, you know, Devin Vassell is kind of going through that now, seemingly this year, a better job of accepting it than a year ago. Jeremy Sohan is going through it now. A great piece that Michael C. Wright has on ESPN.com with kind of a similar answer from Jeremy with everything that he has gone through. And what I appreciate from Jeremy Sohan, because I don't see where his place is on this team anymore, When they needed him the other night in Memphis, he was ready to go. Last night, ready to go. Feisty, getting everything done, even though he understands what world he lives in. He could be traded. Keldon Johnson, as great as he is and has been this year, is still a tradable piece. And if they could find a sharpshooting 3 and you had to part ways with the Keldon, it would suck, especially with what he's meant to this team off the bench. But to get better, sometimes you have to get rid of some pieces or move some pieces that you don't necessarily want to. But to get quality, you have to give up quality in a lot of cases. So I think he's still one of those guys that might not be here at the end if the Spurs made a move at the deadline. Because at the same time, while I think Jeremy could be on the way out, the other team would have to want him.
Sure.
And that's not a given that you'll get that 3-and-D for a Jeremy Sohan.
Well, probably not. Not one-on-one, depending on who the player is, obviously. But, I mean, the Spurs are, again, the deepest team in the league. And I think they can make a deal happen for a guy like that. But certainly they need that. I mean, last night they didn't. The Lakers can't shoot threes either for the most part. Austin Reeves is not with them right now. He's out for a while. So still they had been playing good basketball. And the Spurs shut them down, played some good defense last night. And it's one of those wins that it even pisses me off more that they lost in Memphis.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat the Lakers, but you just had to get that to even the scoreboard.
Well, what pissed me off about last night's win over the Lakers when you think about the Memphis game is this damn minutes restriction that Wemby is on. Because last night he played 26 minutes. And they win the game 107-91. Why couldn't they have borrowed 3 minutes from the night before and used them last night? Because you didn't. I don't know why. Why was he able to go 20? I didn't need him for 26 minutes last night. It's just bizarre. And then you lose to Memphis and you beat the Lakers. And I think about what Wemby said in Memphis. Is they can play with anybody in the league, and the great line was, problem is we look eye to eye with everybody in the league. In other words, we tend to play down to the competition. And last night, talking about, win over the Lakers, now they have to figure out how to do that against everybody and play with that same kind of intensity.
We did what we do, tried to respect the game plan. I think it shows on their score, they had 91 points, I believe, so just effort, but we know it's easier to be locked in a game with higher stakes like this, but we gotta figure it out for other games.
Yeah, because if you want to play good teams, especially in the playoffs, you got to beat those crappy teams along the way.
Well, that's it.
And if you lose to them, it just puts you behind the 8 ball, and you can't do that.
It doesn't seem overly complicated other than focus. And he just said, we can be locked in. So how do you figure it out against those weaker teams?
In all honesty, I think it's bound to happen. Like we weren't without experiencing it, we weren't gonna be perfect for every game for sure. In all honesty, my opinion is that it was bound to happen. These events, but. We have to reduce the amount of times it happens, like the most possible, and that's what it's going to show what we're made of, actually, because any young team that starts to be somewhat successful, I think it's bound to happen.
Yeah, okay.
They're still playing well. Look, they lost 11 games this year. They're playing well, second in the West. They're doing just fine. But it's those games that come up and bite you at the end of the season when you see the loss to Utah and to Portland and to Memphis. And those kind of games are the ones you regret, even though it doesn't seem like it now because, we still got half the season left to play. But those games are the ones that you can look back on and say, damn, if we'd have just won those games, who knows what would have happened.
Well, and then again, I think a big part of the answer to the question is when is this kid going to be off his minutes restriction? And, again, last night, on the second night of a back-to-back, they stretched him to 26 minutes. In a blowout win over the Los Angeles Lakers. Night before, you had to go to the bench with 3.5 minutes to go because he had reached it. So last night, did he hit his limit? Were there more limits to get there? Are we done with restriction, Mitch Johnson?
Yeah, he was about at that threshold.
That number's gone up 2 games in a row. Can you anticipate it rising from here, game by game?
Again, we got to continue to see how he responds and reacts. So I don't want to say anything because we got tomorrow, and then we got to travel. We got 2 days, and so the hope is that we continue to build that up. But again, we will be mindful of his minutes, which means there will be a restriction. He's not going to play 40 minutes anytime soon. So it's just
38.
You guys probably are getting good at it. You can kind of guess how this is going to go.
How about 30?
Yeah, 26 to 30.
26, 30 maybe. We can go that route. The guy looks good. And again, I guess I can understand the caution to some extent. But when you have a game like last night that you didn't need him, he could have sat. He could have played 21 minutes last night, and nobody would have been the wiser. But when you're in a dogfight on the road in Memphis and you sit your best player when he's having the game of all games, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, and I get the trainers having the control, right? I mean, we've all been around sports long enough to understand you hit that minutes and you've got to go sit down. But why? And that's why I was angry at the coaches for mismanaging it. Or, dude, in a game that you have a chance to go win, that you should win against a bad Memphis team, is going over by a couple of minutes that damaging? That part of it, I don't understand. I wish somebody would explain to me why those 3.5 minutes the other night in Memphis would have had this devastating impact, why there wasn't any leeway there. I know it's not an artificial number they throw out there. There's some science behind it, but there's got to be some leeway. I use the example. It's like when you were a kid and you had your curfew. It was a number that your parents made up for whatever reason, most of the time because they wanted to go to bed. But if you came home 15 minutes late, you still got in trouble, but it was not that big of a deal when it was all said and done. It was about teaching your responsibility more than anything. Those 3 minutes the other night in Memphis, for the life of me, I don't understand why they couldn't break that curfew. 25 minutes, 26 minutes last night, 21 the night before. What is the limit? I mean, well, it won't be 40. No, it's not going to be 40, and I just hope it gets to 30 at some point in time. Again, these are the kind of things that call me a conspiracy theorist, but it concerns me. But the guy looks great. He looks fantastic out there. It's unbelievable. I don't know. It makes no sense. You know, Jason, we get to do this from time to time. We read ads, spots. Yeah. They pay our bills, support our sponsors. Absolutely. Well, there's one hockey guy. Who hates it. Well, I'll explain the difference coming up. All right. There you go. Stay tuned for that explanation as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
This Friday is a Flight Friday with a Blitz live at Bubba's 33 in Alamo Ranch. Kick off the weekend and pregame with us and Flight by Yingling ahead of the Indiana-Oregon semifinal game.
Flight will be on special, and you know they'll have some great prizes to give away, including those cool backpack coolers. So plan now to join the Blitz from 2 to 6, a Flight Friday at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location with Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our locations and check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal, including a 4-wheel drive tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. From the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
College football playoffs continue tonight. The first semifinal matchup, the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes will take on the 6th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels. It is in the Fiesta Bowl tonight. Kickoff is set for 6:30. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We'll get you started at 6 o'clock with the pregame show. And how about this? Dallas Cowboys former tight end and future Hall of Famer Jason Witten is now a coach for the Oklahoma Sooners.
What?
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What are you talking about, Blitz? The little peekaboo over here.
What?
I just did this, right, for a reason. I'm not going to say what the reason was, but Pledge was asking me if I'm all right.
You all right?
Just see, we're like two animals in a cage at the zoo.
We are.
When the YouTube feed is on, and everybody out there watching can see what we're doing. So I just didn't want them to see what I was doing, and I put the paper up to my face.
You had to pick your nose?
Maybe.
Okay.
Could be.
Wow.
It's possible. I'm glad Pledge
Well,
is
earlier,
concerned
I don't
about
know,
me,
one of
though.
the salespeople brought like 40 people
I
in here
know.
on a tour. Talk about like being a zoo animal.
I'm telling you,
And
man.
it's one thing when we're in studio. When we're on location, you expect
expect it,
that,
sure.
right? That's part of, like, tomorrow we'll be at Bubba's 33 in Alamo Ranch with our friends from Flight by Yingling getting ready for the big game tomorrow on a Flight Friday. You expect that. But in the studio, when all these people start walking in, you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, the door's open because the AC is still broken.
Yeah, it is.
And it's, I don't know, 80 degrees in here, which I guess doesn't sound bad unless you're in here. See, we don't have any windows we can open. So the door's open is my point, and we've got a fan right there trying to keep this as cool as possible.
The working conditions here are unbearable.
I hope the AC's working at Bubba's 33.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Good.
Better be.
I hope so. I really do. Ugh, unbelievable.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, in the broadcast business, media business, you know, we're ad supported, right?
Yes.
So support our great advertisers, please.
Yes, please.
And you watch any game, tons of ads. You know, the old joke, we're spaced between commercials. Although when you're watching a game on television, you see logos pop up on this. You know, you watch the Spurs game, you see graphics on the floor that aren't really there. Those are made for TV, and you know the announcers during a game have reads to do. And a great hockey announcer in Seattle for the Seattle Kraken, he about lost his mind during a read the other night.
The Kraken with a 3-goal lead, and by scoring the 5 goals tonight, as it's brought in by Shane Wright to the high slot, broken up by Middlestad. This means all fans get 32% off Alaska Airline flights to anywhere in California that Alaska flies. Check out all the destinations you can as the court comes up big by visiting alaskaair.com/getawaygoals. Now I'm done with War and Peace. Now, Lorai from the back of the goal. Let's make that one longer next time. Out to center. Janot now will clear it in. 8:40 left in this third period. The powers that be that control these things have never read something and watched a hockey game at the same time. That's all I've got to say. It's almost good night, folks.
Yeah, because you're going to get a sternly worded email.
Yeah,
Now-
once Alaska Airlines calls the Kraken.
Well, and again, I mean, twofold there. One, hockey is a very different sport to try to mix stuff in because of the constant action. But there is a stoppage in which you could get that read in. The read itself only felt like it was about 15, 20 seconds, right?
Yeah.
There's a stoppage you can do it, and I don't know if the requirement is as soon as that goal hits, they hit that threshold for that promotion, you do it at the next face-off. But that's not a radio broadcast. That's a TV broadcast in which he could have done the read just fine, and the pictures on the TV would have showed everything. It's not like he missed a goal.
Right.
To me, that was on him, and a very talented broadcaster, but you could do the read, and because it's television, not radio, nobody would have missed anything, right? I don't get why he got that surly about it, although I've done some broadcasts where you just feel like there's a read every. I mean, like at some point we got to do a broadcast and not a commercial.
Well, I don't know. Did you get a check after the game?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then. There you go.
But you know what I mean. At some point,
I hear you, but you know that's the world we live in.
But in radio, it is very different because you can't miss the action. But there are places where you could do the read. But kind of like high school football, you know, extra point, go to commercial, come back, scoring summary, and you try to get that read in before kickoff. Or kickoff, it's a touchback before the first play. There's time to get the read in, right? There's ways to do it, but some of the reads are done War and Peace style, and they are a pain in the ass. I get that, but for him, I think he just was in a pissy mood for something else because it's television. You could see everything.
Well, he might have been in a pissy mood. You never know. Go home and kick the dog, and he'll be all right.
Can't go home and kick the dog.
He'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Who the hell wants to fly from Seattle to California anyway? I mean, does that happen a lot? I mean,
Well, dude, it's Seattle and California is right there. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. So
it's a quick West Coast flight.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, no disrespect to Alaska Airlines. They're not a sponsor here yet, but maybe they will be someday.
Well,
I'm
not
just
now,
saying.
thanks.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's like,
I mean,
well, you give me 32% off of a flight that lasts 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's, clearly you don't understand geography. Seattle and San Francisco aren't close. Seattle and Los Angeles are definitely not close.
Sure.
Right? I don't know if last time you flew into Seattle, but it's not close to anywhere, another airport outside of Portland.
It's been a while since the Sonics left. I haven't been back to Seattle.
Yeah, but I could imagine a lot of people that are in Seattle or in the state of Washington flying to San Francisco, L.A., wherever they want to go.
San Francisco can't be that far. What do you fly over Oregon, which is a postage stamp? I mean, come on.
Again, you got to understand where Seattle is in the state. Seattle.
It's on the top?
Well, not quite on the top. It's, I don't know, hour and a half, 2-hour drive to Canada from Seattle.
All right. Vancouver?
Canada or Washington?
Canada.
Because Vancouver, Washington is at the bottom of the state. There's the Columbia River, and then you're in Oregon.
Well, I've always heard that Vancouver, Canada is a really nice place.
Vancouver, B.C. is incredible. Yeah. Beautiful.
BC,
British Columbia.
Okay.
Sir.
It's in Canada, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But there is a Vancouver, Washington that is basically across the river from Oregon. In fact, I've got a sister-in-law that lives in Vancouver, Washington, but she works in Oregon.
Next on Geography with Joe.
I'm just asking. Because it didn't sound like a very good deal to me. 32% to a flight to
32% off any flight is a good deal, sir.
Give me 32% from Seattle to New York. How about that?
Well, I mean, how often do you fly to Dallas?
Well, it depends. Private or public?
Public.
What about Houston?
I mean, when was the last time you drove to Dallas versus taking a flight?
It's been a while.
All right.
Yeah. Houston's about my limit for the drive.
All right, but you know how quick a flight is from San Antonio to Dallas. Double that to go from Seattle to San Francisco, and that's just a guess. Because even from L.A. to San Francisco is a long flight.
Well,
I think
it can't be 3 or 4 hours.
It could be 2. It could be 2 because I know L.A. to San Francisco is like an hour and a half. I've done that flight.
A direct flight from Seattle to San Francisco typically takes about 2 to 2 hours and 20 minutes.
What the hell are they going 55?
It's called land,
Holy
sir.
cow.
Good Lord.
Unbelievable.
Look at a map. You know, all your time in television, Joe Reinagle.
I was never wrong.
Mr. Ken's TV for forever and ever.
I was wrong. You were right.
You've only become wrong since you joined radio. I got you, but never on TV. You know, when the Spurs sucked or you knew Pop was resting everybody, did you ever go on TV and say, why bother with this one?
Never said that. No.
Thought it?
No, I never did, actually. There were some games, sure, that especially, that didn't mean anything. And, I don't know, first part of November, it's like, okay, you want to go. But those Spurs teams were good. I never said that on the air, though.
Yeah, some dude in Denver was like, dude, ain't nobody playing in this, don't go. Then he had to apologize.
Hey, if you watched that Denver Nuggets game last night, then you witnessed their greatest and most impressive win of the season. And I'm the dummy that told you not to watch. Really, seriously, I'm sorry about that. And there are actually a lot of people I need to apologize to.
I am sorry.
All set for action here in Philadelphia. Let's meet the Denver Nuggets starting 5.
I'm sorry to the Nuggets backup players for saying their game against the Philadelphia 76ers was the most unappealing game of the last decade, especially when this happened.
Maxey with 2 seconds left. Got 3, floats it up. No! And the Denver Nuggets steal a victory in Philly.
I'm sorry to the Denver Nugget fans for begging you not to watch the game and to get your chores done.
Wash the car, take out the garbage.
Oh, Scotty.
I sincerely hope you did not listen to me and still watched the most thrilling game of the season. Sorry. Seriously, I'm sorry.
Bruce Brown took it the rest of the way. The goaltend from Embiid put Denver up.
If you did take my stupid advice and didn't tune in, I owe you one. I'm sorry to David Adelman. I had no idea you could coach a team of backups to beat some of the biggest stars in the game. I'm sorry to Nuggets Nation. I couldn't have been more wrong, and my confidence that this team can absolutely win with and or without their star players couldn't be any higher today. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I can't wait to see what this version of the Denver Nuggets do next.
I've missed before, I'll miss again. Kim and Kyle, I tell you what, I couldn't have missed any bigger on this one. Took a big old swing and big miss on this one. I thought it was going to be the worst game of the season. Turned out to be like the greatest win in the last several years.
Well, I mean, you owned it. Yeah, I mean, that was the kind of swing and a miss where you kind of spin around in the batter's box, you know? Like, there's no contact made. You're not even sure where you are for a little bit.
One pitch, all 3 strikes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now I want you to notice what that dude did there. It must have been a slow sports day because his entire sportscast was that. That was it. Now, the whole thing was his apology, and he, hey, props to him. It was very creative. He put it together very nicely, but was there something else going on?
Well, their football team has a bye. Apparently their hockey team isn't doing anything, and he didn't want to talk about all the coaches getting fired or anything else that's going on in the world of sports. That was bizarre, although you're right. I mean, that was a long piece, and we know that sports guys don't get a whole lot of time.
No.
Right?
That was about 2 minutes. So that's about what that dude gets.
Man, that felt like forever. So, but when you think, like, was that him being creative, or do you think he got called into the boss's office or just got flooded with fan email? You're a TV guy.
No, I think what happened is he said that. He went on the air, and I'll give him credit for that. It's like there's like 3 starters out for Denver, so don't even bother because they're going to get their butts whipped. And so that's what he was saying, and I get that. Yeah, off the cuff, you say stuff like that, and he thought he was being funny and clever, and then, well, Philadelphia and Denver, Denver especially, just shottied him. You know, they stuck it up his ass. And so he thought he was creative and put together a piece. I'll give him credit for the piece. I thought it was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
But it was his entire sportscast.
From the NBC affiliate 9 News, Scotty, is it Gagne? With his great apology.
I have no idea.
Clearly a good storyteller.
Yeah, he's good. No doubt.
Had plenty of time to edit stuff because he didn't watch the game.
Well, there was not anything else apparently going on in the fine city of Denver, Colorado. Fortunately for us, Minix, there is something going on tonight. College football is back. It is back. Miami, Ole Miss takes the field tonight at the Fiesta Bowl, and then, of course, tomorrow you got Indiana and Oregon. Let's talk a little bit about that. Plus, Baylor Bears are getting a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, they are.
In the portal. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Let's see what our own Reverend Charles has to say about reparation.
Oh, Lord. I've preached this sermon many times. If you want your reparations, I hope you get it. Because commandment number 6 is thou shalt not covet what thy neighbor have, and don't look at his wife, and don't look at his wife's ass neither.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Staples
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, I'm giving my hair salon a total makeover.
Total makeover sounds totally expensive.
We updated our logo and colors, so I needed to print new signage, brochures, business cards, everything.
Everything will not be cheap.
Staples did it all, and I saved $100 on my order.
$100? Trim my whiskers, that's a good deal. For everything your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7 so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Avatar Fire and Ash has arrived.
I am the fire!
Get your 3D tickets now for the greatest chapter of the biggest saga in history.
Whatever happens, protect this family.
Critics rave it's by far the best Avatar movie.
If your father and I do not return, you go as far and as fast as you can.
Movies don't get any bigger than this. Avatar Fire and Ash, rated PG-13, now playing.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And Alexa, you're going to want to keep it here all night long because after the Blitz, we've got college football playoff style. Miami taking on Ole Miss. We get you started at 6 o'clock with a pregame show right after the Blitz. And to me, Jason, Ole Miss, Miami, this might be the best game of the entire playoffs. At least I'm looking at it from that standpoint at this point right now.
I don't disagree. I mean, Indiana, Oregon might be.
Could be.
Because they played such a great game during the regular season. And Although I think Indiana outplayed Oregon in that one a lot more. In that the final score wasn't. I felt like Indiana just dominated Oregon at their place. What's going to happen in this one? I do look at Miami, one of the teams that was a question whether or not they should be in the playoffs or not. But the way that team plays defense, we saw it on full display when they shut down the Aggies. And I think after that game, most national analysts and most fans, quite frankly, put that on Marcel Reed and the Aggie offense and did not credit the Miami defense for what they saw. That was more of just piss-poor play from Marcel Reed. Then you watch Miami go in and shut down Ohio State. And you went, well, maybe Marcel Reed. And then you look at what you're going to see tonight. And you look at that Ole Miss offense and how they were able to move the ball against that great Georgia defense. That Georgia offense able to score a ton of points against the Ole Miss defense. I mean, so you're right. I don't think any of us truly understand how good Miami is or is not. Ole Miss, you kind of know, but then you got the Lane Kiffin aspect of it.
Which I think gives them an advantage.
Yeah, well,
I do, because they got a chip on their shoulder.
Well, that's it. I mean, are you rooting for Ole Miss now just because, Lane Kiffin is just so likable that everybody wants to see them succeed without him? You bolted this team because you didn't think you could win a championship at Ole Miss where you thought you could at LSU, yet you actually have a team that you put together, Lane, that has a chance if to win tonight to go play for a national championship. You've taken them to the Final Four.
Did you hear Jimbo Fisher?
Oh, yeah.
Called him selfish.
Oh, yeah.
That Lane Kiffin, he's selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Jimbo's not wrong, right?
Howdy.
I mean,
I don't know if he's not wrong or not.
Look, it's so it is, right? I mean, and granted, Jeff Traylor, there was that article about Cody Campbell and Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Traylor was not going to leave that undefeated UTSA team in the middle of the season to go to Lubbock. They respected that decision in Lubbock, but they wanted their guy right now.
Because you have to have your guy right now.
Well, I get
transfer portal's wide open.
I get it, but if you're Lane Kiffin, you chose yourself over your team, and for another coach to call you out for being selfish, what does every coach preach during the season? During the season, it's team first. Can't have an eye in team. You can't be selfish. Now, we get mad at players that want to sit out of their bowl games and hit the portal because that's being selfish because you've been to battle with all these guys. Coaches have to leave at a certain time, and it sucks that they have to leave because of the calendar when they did. But what Jimbo is saying is he could have stayed there at Ole Miss and not taken the LSU job because he believed in this team. It was selfish of him to leave that team the way he did. It's the calendar, and a lot of coaches do it, and I'm sure Jimbo would if he had the opportunity, and it's easy when you don't have to make that decision to make that decision.
I prefer Jimbo's route. You get fired and get $75 million. I'd rather take that route. Look,
see, that's not selfish at all.
See, look, it's you can call Lane Kiffin selfish, and I know most people don't like the guy, but in the current system, if you want to leave to take another job, if you want to leave your team to go to another team to play, you have to do it at this time. And it sucks the way the calendar is. And again, it's just another issue that is a problem in college football these days. And I don't know what Lane Kiffin's thinking. The guy's a gypsy. He's done this his entire career. I don't know why this surprises anybody.
It doesn't.
And so he wanted to get to LSU. Thinks he had a better chance at a winner there, I guess, consistently. And he left. I think I don't know if I want to say, it was good of him to allow his assistants to go.
It was.
Or some of them, and to be there. But, hey, he left. He made that decision just like, a dude from Washington signs a contract, and now he wants to leave. It's just a screwed up mess. It's a clown show in college football right now.
And when you go, all right, well, didn't Jimbo leave FSU before their bowl game? Yep, he did. He did. It was a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think bowl games, whether the old system or the new system, very different than playing for a national championship in the playoffs. Bowl games are what they are. And so saying, well, Jimbo did the same thing, I don't know. It's not the same thing. If that Florida State team were in the playoffs, maybe Jimbo never shows up at College Station. But it is a byproduct of the calendar. And I think it's noble of guys like, Eric Morris. I'm going to Oklahoma State, but I'm still going to coach in this championship game. And if we make the playoffs, I'm going to coach in that. Because, you're not going very far. And, when he said he was going to see this thing through, Eric Morris, all right, when they didn't make the playoff, what did he say? Well, in the best interest of everybody, I got to get my ass to Stillwater.
Well, of course.
Right? Because
of course.
That's what you're supposed to do.
But again, and you hit the nail on the head. While I'll give Coach Morris a lot of credit, he knew he wasn't going to be there long.
Yeah.
Even if they win the championship game, they have one game and they're going to get their ass kicked and he's out.
Yep.
And so with Ole Miss, the way this is playing out, I mean, yeah, they're in the semifinal. They win tonight. They're in the championship game.
Yep.
And I don't know when that is, like the 19th or something. Yeah.
So, a week from Monday.
So it's
because it takes forever.
It sucks the way the calendar is, and it also sucks that the NCAA has no balls, none whatsoever, to do something about this.
100% agree.
Unbelievable the way they've screwed this thing up, and as fun as it is now, kids, it can't last.
Well,
there's no way it lasts.
But the reality, the games are great.
Yes.
I expect a great football game tonight. I expect a great football game tomorrow night. And
enjoy it.
Look, we all bitch about the way it's done, and we got a segment coming up about Longhorn fans upset, and we'll get into it. Yet UT's meaningless bowl game against Michigan was the highest viewed, highest rated bowl game television-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still watching the games.
Well, it's football.
And
you're going to.
But the off-field crap is what it is. The on-field product hasn't suffered, and our interest hasn't waned, even though everybody says, oh, I hate this.
I don't hate it. It's fun, but it's not sustainable. So that's the way I feel about it. We'll find out. You're going to have a bunch of, I almost called them kids, young men in the Alamo Dome tomorrow who are about to take that next step into the wild, wild west of college football. The Navy All-American Bowl, and then, of course, the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game right after that. Jason Minix is not going to have a voice come Saturday night because he'll be calling all of that stuff.
I'll be fine.
But we're going to talk to one of the coaches of San Antonio Sports All-Star Game.
T.P. Miller from Johnson, coaching in the All-Star Game Saturday. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. One playoff game down, one to go before we get into the NFL, Rob.
Playoffs? Oh, playoffs are coming. I cannot wait. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so much to get into it. Oh, by the way, the Spurs continue to play. Get here early, bring the popcorn. It's going to be fun. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody, how are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon of bottled water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
There's a reason why we say Connecticut is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656 PURE. We'll change your water, and it'll change your life.
the last water softener you'll ever own. Kinetico, SA.com.
License number 38961.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Ectoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Ectoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Ectoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Ectoderm Flare Control Cream. Ectoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Carla Hall for Eggland's Best. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house, it's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game, put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Plenty of football to talk about, and we're going to be talking some of the high school variety coming up here in just a moment. T.P. Miller scheduled to join us. Until then, Mike McDaniel fired today as head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Jason, and Detroit's already reached out to him about their OC position.
I would imagine everybody looking for an OC, and maybe some that aren't, are going to reach out to Mike McDaniel. But you think about Detroit, Goff, their running backs, and their wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be scary. But I was also thinking, you know, the offensive coordinator Josh Gizzard.
Gizzards.
The Bucs fired him today too. What could a guy like Mike McDaniel do with a Baker Mayfield and a Bucky Irving and those wide receivers?
No, it's a pretty good choice. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. I think at that point in time, it's money, right? Who's offering the most? Because I think you got weapons on either side. Now, if you want to win, maybe you go to Tampa Bay because their division sucks.
Well, I mean, you think about you wonder when you're being selected for a job, how much that does factor in. Because when you look at Detroit, a lot harder for them to get into the postseason than somebody in the NFC South, because it doesn't even take a winning record to get into the postseason with the NFC South. So it is kind of interesting when you look at it that way, because and does he want to be an OC? Because I did see reports that Cleveland had also reached out about their head coaching position. Now, Cleveland might be too cold for Mike McDaniel. Dude always looks miserable when he's coaching in a cold weather game. So that could certainly be a factor. But once you've been a head coach, do you really want to go back to being a coordinator?
Well, I don't know. Again, I think it's the money and the opportunity. I don't know. He's got nothing to work with in Cleveland. I mean, think about it. They don't have a quarterback. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is a long-term solution there, or is Dylan Gabriel. So I'd much rather like Tampa Bay or Detroit.
I don't know. Those are called rich people problems as you're trying to figure it out. It's kind of like working with a bunch of all-stars like T.P. Miller is doing this week for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero coming up Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Though, then again, I think about his Johnson Jaguars, and it's like working with a bunch of all-stars week in and week out. Coach Miller joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, he's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Semenix. Appreciate you jumping on with us this afternoon, practicing this week with the All-Stars. And I kind of joke, I mean, as talented as your Jaguars have been the last several years, is there that much of a drop-off when you start coaching the All-Stars like you are this week?
Well, that's a huge thank you to our community and our coaches. and like when we look at these All-Stars and everything that they've gone through, that's what's so special about, Texas high school football, because our coaches, they do a phenomenal job with these student athletes and their IQ and their discipline and their structure, and it's showing this entire week.
Coach Miller, I've got to ask you, because obviously you do see a lot of the talent that we have here in San Antonio and the San Antonio area, but there's some of those teams I'm assuming you don't get to see very often. When you assemble that field out there and you start to practice, are you are surprised, impressed, whatever the word may be, about the talent that we have in this area?
Man, I'm really impressed. I mean, you notice right off the back, one guy, I'm really fortunate to kind of float and work on special teams and have an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator. But, there's certain guys that pop off whenever you get on the field and you're starting to evaluate. And, one guy that comes to mind, I'm going to start off with special teams, right, that's Chris Aikman. He is the punter/kicker specialist for Shorts Clemens. I mean, his leg is phenomenal, and it showed it at practice. The ball coming off his foot is entirely different. And, we don't play them from Clemens, but then you also have other student athletes on this team that you're like, whoa, this D lineman, Blake Burkholder, 6'1", 265, he pops. And so there's so much talent on the field, and, it's really a fun thing to be able to be part of.
Absolutely. T.P. Miller from Johnson High School is coaching Team Blue in the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game coming up Saturday in the Alamo Dome. I want to ask you about one of your running backs, and that's J.Ivory Graham. He's deaf. And I know I got to do one of his games this year, and just talking with their coach about what it's like to communicate with him, but they've had him for years. He's committed to TCU. He's a hell of a running back.
Yep.
What's it been like for you this week and the rest of his teammates that aren't used to working with a deaf teammate?
Well, I tell you what, we have treated him just like any other student athlete, and I think that's what he wants to be treated as a student athlete, and so whenever we're communicating and with him and his athletes are communicating with him, obviously you got to make sure that you're looking at him, verbalizing, and making eye contact, and so offensive coordinator and our running backs coach, they've been doing a good job of communicating with the guys as well. But I tell you what, he knows football. He knows he hands the ball off, and he knows how to read the offensive line, defensive line, the flow, and when to cut back, and when to come out the backfield. So he is a phenomenal student athlete.
I think that's an awesome story. I didn't know that, Jason. That's a really cool story, and I'll be watching him. That'll be interesting to see. Now, Coach Miller, I've got to ask you this because as coach, you want to go out and win the game. Obviously, I know you're competitive. All your coaches are competitive. The kids are competitive. But how much of it is the competition and just letting those guys have a little bit of fun as well?
That's what it's all about, having fun and building relationships, long-lasting relationships that's going to last a lifetime. But, whenever yesterday we did this for a reason because we want to make sure that we have everybody healthy for Saturday. But we did some pad popping yesterday, competing for some good-on-good, some inside drill and 7-on-7 and team. And we had Coach Miller had to have a short whistle to make sure as much as you tell these all-stars stay off the ground. But as you know, when it's thud and you have a running back running full steam and you have a linebacker like a Cole Higbee or the linebacker from East Central coming down the hill, it's kind of hard for those two to stop. And so it's fun watching them compete and getting after it.
Well, and I would imagine for you, because you do have some of your own players on your team for Johnson. And look, I mean, no secret what you guys have up there on the hilltop. I mean, it's just an incredible regular season, all the talent. And I'm looking at a guy like Rayshon Hurt at running back, but then you also have G. Ivory and Caden Glass, the quarterback from Brennan, and McClain Thompson, they're running back. I mean, you might run the ball more than you ever have in this one, Coach, just knowing the running backs that you have.
I tell you what, that is exactly correct. We're looking at each running back take a handoff or took a swing pass yesterday, and they get to the perimeter or make cuts. It's really impressive, and that's why guys like that we try to make the game so complicated, but all we have to do is just hand the ball off and let those guys make plays in space.
Now, I got to say, because we'll have the broadcast here on 94.1 on Saturday night, and that follows the broadcast of the Navy All-American Bowl, which broadcast starts at noon. Kickoff for that game's at 12:30. Don't throw it all over the place. Running clock, Coach. Keep that clock running. The broadcaster says hand the ball off.
Well, we'll see what takes place because, traditionally our offensive staff, they've always been 50-50, but, we have the quarterback. And then also, I'll tell you what, we have another, our post quarterback, Major Luna. He has a tremendous arm on his own as well, just like Mr. Glass does. So like I said, it's going to be a fun game to watch and to compete in and play in. And as long as these guys have fun, and our coaching staff have fun, and they're putting on for the city of San Antonio.
All right, Coach Miller, the heck with the broadcasters. They can handle it. You do whatever you want to do.
He wants to go home too.
The heck with those guys. Here's a question I want to ask you, because I know every coach does this from when the first time you want to be a coach and to where you are now. There's got to be a play that you drew up on a napkin 10 years ago that you might have an opportunity to run on Saturday night. Is there one of those in there?
You're gonna have to tune in to see. But I'll say this: there's going to be some plays. There's going to be some moves. There's going to be some ahs, and there's going to be some contacts that's going to make this night a fun night to watch.
All right, so you say that, Coach Miller. I mean, double fudge. We're going to see a left tackle throw a touchdown pass. We have something like that in the playbook.
He can't give his plays.
Yeah,
away.
he can.
I kid you not. I mean, the first I'm watching. Every coach does this, and I pull up a play, and I said, "Coach, what about this play?" I'm defensive minded, and I always throwing plays at the offensive guys, and I was like, "Hey, what about that play that SMU pulled, the very first play of the game? It was a double reverse pass to delay to the H back up the sideline." They're like, "Coach, come on now, we can't." The wheels were turning in the Johnson Fieldhouse. I will tell you that.
Well, Coach Miller, I would think one of the hardest things of being the coach of a game like this is deciding playing time and how you get everybody involved. And then how do you go about deciding who's going to play and how much and all of that kind of stuff?
We just go into it. Let's have a good, solid rotation, and we have to sit down and have a plan for it. Because they're all deserving. They were nominated, and they were hand-picked by the committee that was together, and so they are deserving of the playing time. And you do your best to make sure that everybody gets the equal playing time, but you also do your best to win the game. So these guys are competitors, and they've been displaying in that practice. And we have a practice at 5:30 today. And, we're going to put the fine polish on it, but that's kind of how it works. We just kind of have a solid rotation. We make sure everybody has equal playing time. Maybe one series, this guy goes, next series, this guy goes, and maybe just rotating every 3 or 4 plays to make sure that everybody's showcasing their skills.
T.P. Miller, head coach from Johnson, also the head coach of Team Blue for Saturday's San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero. One of the things I always find fascinating in a game like this, and it's fun talking to the different coaches about it. You're at Johnson, everybody in your district and probably most of the top 6A guys, and you see them on film when you're prepping for whatever game you have on that Friday night. But in this game, you're going to have a quarterback from Poth. You got some private school guys, some from the smaller classifications, and I'm always fascinated to hear how those guys fit in with the big 6A stars that everybody in San Antonio has heard their name or read their name in the newspaper.
I will go back to this coaching of Texas high school football coaches in our programs, how this is such a tight-knit program, whether you're a 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, or, 6A. These student athletes that are at their different levels, they rise to the occasion, and it goes back to their culture and the climate that's set by their high school football coach. And so these student athletes that are coming from the 2A, 3A, or 4A, or 5A programs, although it's all based off of enrollment numbers, they're a student athlete, they're a competitor, and it shows, and they're a reason why they're there. So a lot of these student athletes are at the lower division. They have rose to the occasion. They have listened, they have communicated, and the most important that I'm most impressed about of these group of young men is whenever we're having conversations with them, they're looking you straight in your eyes, they're following you as you're walking back and forth, they're telling you, "Yes, sir," "No, sir, I know exactly what you mean, I'll attack it," and you tell them one time, and they attack it, and they do it, and you're like, that's it. And it's not like that all the time, guys. So I will say, to answer that question, man, they rise to their occasion, and it shows.
I think that's cool, and I can't wait to see some of these guys play, and it's going to be entertaining. Coach Miller, I've got to ask you, head coach at Johnson, the teams that you have, the talent you get to coach day in and day out, then getting to coach in a game like this, how much fun are you having these days?
Oh, man, it's a blast. It's fun. I'm getting to do it's football in January, and, our coaching staff, it's a huge accomplishment, and it's an honor through the hard work and within our community itself, and it's fun, especially being here at Johnson. It is a community within a community. I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now, and this is my plug and my shout out. I get a message on my phone right now on my Apple Watch, and it's the principal from Encino Park Elementary, Mr. Miller, saying, "Hey, let them know that Encino Park Elementary rocks," and they do rock. And so it's just relationships. That's what it's all about. And our feeder schools, our middle schools, our principals, our educators, our academic here over at Johnson and Northeast ISC, they do a tremendous job. And so I'm so proud to be here in San Antonio and work here at Johnson High School and work with a great student athletes, great community administrators. And, I can't give more than enough, because right now, guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have to give a huge shout out to our wives, our coaches' wives out there, because during this time we get back from Christmas break, and right now we're starting off our off season, and so our student athletes are reporting early in the morning, and so our coaches are getting here early in the morning, and we're working our athletes out. And some of our coaches, they have other sports they're attending to, but then after school we have a whole new practice, so we're not getting home about 8:15, 8:30 at night, and that's starting on Sunday and all the way to Saturday. And so we're not seeing some of our loved ones, our kids, awake or putting them to bed. So huge shout out to our wives for taking care of business at home, and to our coaching staff.
Well, but you had Christmas break. I think they're ready for you to be at work.
Out,
but they know what they signed up for. And shout out to Encino Park Elementary.
Yeah.
My daughter went.
Oh, yeah?
Before Tejeda, before Johnson.
Nice.
Back in the day. And, you mentioned you're coaching in January, which is very cool. But honestly, aren't you thankful you're coaching in January and you get to go out there in shorts and short-sleeve shirts? It's not miserable cold outside?
I'll tell you what, last year it was cold outside because I was getting updates during this time of the year. And matter of fact, around this time last year, I had the privilege to coach with Coach Larry Hill on the All-American game, and so we're outside practicing. So this year is definitely a blessing in disguise to be practicing in shorts and in the weather that's been provided for us.
It's incredible. The Navy All-American Bowl on Saturday, kickoff for that one at 12:30. The San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero kicks just after 5:30. Coach Miller, have fun this week. Have fun Saturday. We'll get together Saturday before the game, and you can go over all those trick plays just so I'm ready for it. Just like a normal Friday.
You know it.
Appreciate you.
I may give you the headset. Yes, sir.
Dude, hold on now. Now, keep in mind, Danny Closa does the game with me. But so if you want somebody to call and play, let me call him, not Danny Closa, because you know what Closa, he's just going to roll out to the right and throw it deep. So, I will take care of calling plays. I haven't got to do that in one of the All-Star games since Mike Jinks was coaching. That was the last time I got to call a play during a game, and it was a touchdown. It was a good little play to a tight end.
There you go. You dropped the mic after that, huh?
Yeah, very much a reason why I'm doing this. Coach, appreciate you, man. We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all, fellas.
Appreciate it. TP Miller, head coach at Johnson, head coach at Team Blue. Here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Outstanding. That's going to be a lot of fun, Jason. You get to see a lot of good football and a lot of good football players on Saturday when you're out there starting at 12:30 with the Navy All-American game.
And again, the national game is incredible when you just look at the alumni of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then when the San Antonio All-Star game starts, I mean, in this, you see those guys, all of them going major Division I. In the San Antonio game, I think there's 18 that have already committed to Division I programs. But it truly is incredible and fun when you see them, I just look at the running backs that are going to be on Team Blue. He doesn't have to throw it one time. He does not have to throw it one time. He will because he's Coach T.P. Miller and Johnson throws it. But just the running backs in this game are incredible.
I'm assuming that there's going to be some pretty good D linemen on the other side of that football and probably some linebackers as well. And so the challenge is on for everybody.
I will admit, being on the selection committee, it is difficult.
I'm sure, yeah.
Difficult. And yeah, there's some great defensive players on that side too. On the other side, I mean, but it is hard because coaches nominate players, and they have to be nominated by the coach, and each coach can nominate 3.
Nice.
But then we hear from the head coaches, what are they looking for? How many defensive tackles versus linebackers, and then sometimes it's a numbers game, and then you hear from mamas and daddies about why their kid isn't on the All-Star team because they publish our names.
Yeah. So you've heard from a few.
Always do.
All right. Well,
Lovely.
That's good. Yeah.
Part of it. It's a blast, though.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Saturday in the Alamo Dome. I'll get started at 12:30 with the Navy All-American Bowl. Get your tickets and head on down there. One ticket gets you into both games, by the way.
Absolutely. And I've got some tickets when I went to get some stuff earlier this week. So tomorrow, if you come out to Bubba's 33 and you want some free tickets, I've got some.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're going to be out there tomorrow with our friends from Flight by Yingling, getting you ready for that big college football game between Indiana and Oregon. Make plans to head on out there. Bubba's 33 at Alamo Ranch location. So come on out and see us. Some news in the coaching world, just interview-wise. Cliff Kingsbury has got his first interview lined up. We'll tell you what happened there and discuss all the NFL coaching situations when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I love talking about them. You know that. If you listen to the show at all, I love talking about Stevens Roofing because they're just a great family. Great folks, good people, local family-owned company. That's what I love about it. It's fantastic. And then you add in the fact they've been in business here in San Antonio since 1983, and I don't have to tell you what that means. You don't stay in business doing anything, much less the roofing business, for that long if you're not doing it right and you stand by your work. Stevens Roofing certainly does do that. And now they've added solar to their name. That's right, Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. If you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, now is the perfect time to start getting that done. Get it done before the hot weather appears and the sun shines out and all of that kind of stuff where you can take advantage of those solar panels. Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company to call. If you want to get your roof checked out, if you're looking to do that, think there might be something wrong, or you just want the peace of mind knowing that everything's okay, call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. They'll send a crew out for free, and they'll check your roof and let you know if everything's okay, or maybe we need to do some things over here and over there. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the best in the business. 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylow-team.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Thursday. Oh, man, what a great day it is here in the great city of San Antonio. So happy you stopped by to spend some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And, well, what a day. What a week it has been with all the breaking news and stuff that's going on in the NFL, college football playoffs ramp back up tonight. It's just a great week.
The next 5 days of watching football should be incredible. And then, of course, you've got all the job openings in the NFL. Now, one of the biggest names is John Harbaugh. The not-so-surprising surprise firing. And I say it that way because you weren't surprised it happened, but you were surprised it actually happened because he had been there so long. So what is the better job for John Harbaugh? And we say that because immediate interest from the New York Giants, and even though they say it had nothing to do with it, Miami Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel today. So is Miami or New York a better job for John Harbaugh? That is our poll question on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can go there and vote. Right now, the Giants, a better job, according to you, than Miami, 55-45.
Yeah, 74 votes, so we got to get it up to 100 before we can have it official. But, right now the New York Football Giants are running away with that thing. And keep in mind, what are there, 8 openings right now?
There are.
There could very well be 2 more by the end of the weekend. And I'm speculating that if Buffalo loses to Jacksonville this weekend, I think there's an opening there. And if Pittsburgh loses to Houston, I think Mike Tomlin might just decide to hang it up with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Which makes me wonder if some of these candidates would be quick to jump at an offer if they think one of those 2 jobs were to come open, although Pittsburgh's going to have to figure out their quarterback situation. Buffalo has Superman. So, I mean, other than having to live in Buffalo, that might be the best job available because you've got the best quarterback that you could land on. Now, Cliff Kingsbury got let go as the offensive coordinator of the Command Skins. He's got interviews lined up with the Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. Now, Baltimore's job is going to be attractive, right? The Ravens have requested to interview Robert Saleh, current defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. He also has head coaching interview requests from Atlanta, Arizona, Tennessee, and Baltimore. And makes me wonder, when you think about the conversation, Harbaugh immediately became the best candidate available, at least publicly. Is Robert Saleh actually the best candidate available right now of available head coaches? You hear Stefanski's name. He fired in Cleveland, and everybody wants him. And, Mike McDaniel would probably be the top of the list for OC candidates, he or Cliff Kingsbury. But even with John Harbaugh available, is Robert Saleh actually not the best candidate available right now?
I've got to give it to John Harbaugh. I have to. Look, Robert Saleh got a bad deal with the New York Jets.
Sure.
He actually was doing a pretty good job with that football team, and they just didn't give him a chance. I don't know. I know he's a hell of a defensive guy.
Yep.
He is a defensive guy. So you're going to have – whoever interviews him is going to have to decide. And that would be the first question, is who's going to be your offensive coordinator? Because I don't know, man. I just think there's teams like the Titans. A Cliff Kingsbury, I think, would fit perfect there. I think he would fit perfectly in Baltimore because of the quarterback situation that they have there. And a Mike McDaniel, if he gets another head coaching gig, I think offensive guys right now, to me, are in more demand than the defensive guys.
And they're always going to be in more demand, although when you look at what is happening in Seattle, what's happening in Houston, defensive guys can be a head coach as well, right?
Well, sure.
But let me ask you this, though, as you look at Robert Saleh. He was with the Jets, got his head coaching opportunity with the New York Jets, an organization that historically has sucked. We often talk about organizations failing high-drafted quarterbacks because if you suck, you get a high pick, you take a quarterback in the first round, quarterback doesn't work out, and then go somewhere else and has success, and you say, well, that organization failed that guy. I mean, you look at all these quarterback busts out there. Don't the organizations actually fail that guy? See Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Can't we also say the same, but we never do? Sometimes organizations fail first-time head coaches. Robert Saleh. Look at what's happening with Aaron Glenn right now with the New York Jets. Now, Aaron Glenn might be one and done because it was a disaster. Do we really think Aaron Glenn is that bad of a coach? Because he was in demand, but I wonder if his results, if he would have gotten, I don't know, let's say the Jacksonville job, would Jacksonville be as good? Now, again, that would depend on his offensive coordinator because Liam Cohen is an offensive coach. You look at Canales at Carolina, originally they thought, man, he might not survive his second year. But the organization gave him an opportunity, and now he's got that team in the playoffs, although nobody's giving them a chance to go far. But sometimes we can look at a coach and say, man, he just sucked as a head coach, but maybe he's a great coordinator. But maybe it's because he was with a crappy organization that failed him, and that next time he becomes a head coach, things could work out differently.
Well, I just think the Jets are just a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm going to say the Titans are as well. They're a disaster. And so for that reason, I mean, if Kingsbury decides to go there, I think he can do some wonderful things with Cam Ward. But Aaron Glenn needs another chance. But the fact that he's a defensive coach and that defense was just god-awful this year is not a good thing for his resume. But
I think sometimes you have to look at personnel. I mean, you know, Brian Daboll is one that you could look at and say, man, you know, they made some interesting moves like getting rid of Saquon, but we're going to blame the coach. But that GM somehow keeps his job.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
But, you know, Cliff Kingsbury got hired in Arizona to coach one dude. It didn't work. But nobody says, I don't know if he'll be is he just a great coordinator? Could he be a good head coach? And I don't know, it's because we saw him as a head coach for so long at Texas Tech. It's just interesting. But I look at Robert Saleh, and everything that you know about the guy, he's got head coach material all over him. Vrabel, you know, you talk about an organization failing somebody.
Oh, my God.
Tennessee failed Vrabel.
That's what I mean. Tennessee's a disaster.
Right? And so why would you wish Tennessee on anybody, kind of like going to Cleveland if you're a quarterback?
Or the New York Jets. I mean, there are some teams in the league that are just god-awful, and they're always bad, and they have been for a while. I don't know, and that has to weigh on some of these guys' decisions to go. But again, there are only 32 head coaching positions in the world, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, if you want to be a head coach, sometimes you got to go to Cleveland. Sometimes you got to go to the New York Jets. I mean, that's just the way that it is. And you hope that you can, have a lightning strike and good things happen to you. Can you imagine if Aaron Glenn turns that New York Jets football program around if he's given that opportunity? And I think a lot of that's going to depend on what John Harbaugh says, or maybe a Kevin Stefanski, because good and well somebody is reaching out to those guys and some of these other candidates. And if any of them show any interest, I think Aaron Glenn may get a pink slip.
And he certainly could. The back channeling is got to be running deep. But I look at, whether it was Gannon in Arizona, some of these coaches that have been with the Raiders, I think Josh McDaniels, one has proved. Great offensive coordinator,
right.
Not a good head coach.
Exactly.
He's had opportunities. But sometimes I think the organizations are just so bad in the microwave society, and then some of these guys get a label that maybe a good coordinator, not a great head coach. It's situational, right? First-time coaches, you got two in the playoffs, and Ben Johnson in Chicago and Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, yet if Brian Schottenheimer had any kind of a defense, he would probably be in the playoffs. But that's Jerry's fault. You're executive of the year. Oh wait, no,
we're blaming Jerry's fault.
We're blaming Eberflus.
Always Jerry's fault. Well, you blame Eberflus because he's not flexible. You heard Shotty say that.
Flexible Flus, non-teacher.
He's just not.
Yeah.
So it's
the unflexible Flus.
See,
which should actually be the next defense. Like, I hope that whoever comes in actually comes up with a defense like when they're, goal line defense is the unflexible Flus. Don't let them in.
Please don't do that. We're going to wait and see. This trade, what Jerry did is going to turn out to be a big winner for this football team. Just wait and see, Minix. And then then we are going to all praise one Jerry Jones. Yes. Hey,
stop it.
Thanks, Jer. Hey, we're going to talk a little Texas Longhorns football. Can we do that? Because the fans are not happy right now with this whole NIL stuff. We'll do that. We'll continue here on the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The next several days are going to be fantastic football watching. Tonight, tomorrow night, and then, of course, the NFL Wild Card Weekend wrapping up on Monday night with Houston and Pittsburgh. Make sure you're playing along on Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And playing on Underdog is easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower. Rushing yards, passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, sacks, that sort of thing. And for Wild Card Weekend, Underdog is adding a gimme pick on a quarterback of your choice from any of the Wild Card games to get started. Take advantage of that. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. What are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Over 3 million Texans struggle with diabetes. They're our neighbors, teachers, doctors and nurses, police officers, and often our family members. Across every walk of life, Texans may be fighting a serious health battle, but there's hope for a cure. Right now, when you make a donation to HelpStopDiabetes.com, Thomas J. Henry will generously match your donation, with all proceeds supporting the American Diabetes Association. Because when we take care of each other, we take care of Texas. Please, make your donation today. Visit HelpStopDiabetes.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Man, Pledge, you got to play a little Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, huh?
You know, bad news out of the Foo Fighters.
What happened?
I want to laugh, but, you know, Foo Fighters are about to go back out on tour. Got the new drummer set, big stadium tour. And apparently over the holidays, their great guitarist, Pat Smear, broke his foot gardening.
Gardening?
Pat Smear?
Yeah, Pat Smear is out.
What, he hit himself with a hoe?
I know. All they said is they, you know, on the Foo Fighters social, there's a picture of him getting wheeled into an ambulance, flipping off the camera, some sort of bizarre gardening accident, and so they got to start the tour without him.
How the hell do you break your foot gardening?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And what the hell, if you're a Foo Fighter, why are you gardening?
Got hobbies?
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
What do you mean no?
Gardening.
I mean,
dude, I'm a rock star. I'm not out in the yard gardening and pulling weeds and planting gardenias.
I mean, I don't make this stuff up.
Holy cow.
I mean, it just is what it is. And I'm just looking and going, all right, well, what show is Pat missing? And I mean, 'cause you think about it, he's such a legend in the punk rock world with, you know, gardening. And all I'm thinking is, wait a minute. Dave Grohl literally fell off the stage, broke his leg, got to the hospital, got his leg in a cast, came back, finished the show, and then had this big throne that he did the rest of the tour on. What happened to that throne? Why
can't you just, like, prop him up?
Why can't Pat go on the road with a chair? Although I think the Dave Grohl throne went to Axl Rose, and it didn't survive that part of the Guns N' Roses tour. But they could come up with something as opposed to a backup guitar player.
So did Pap Smear, was he like planting tulips?
It didn't say. Look up the Foo Fighters Instagram and see the statement that they released.
So Rudolph on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page is saying gardening isn't just dirt and flowers. He said there are rocks, boulders, depending on what kind of garden you have. Again, my question is, I'm a rock star. What the hell am I doing out in the garden?
Well, and again, the way Foo Fighters put it on their socials, Foo Fighters breaking news, Pat Smear, bizarre gardening accident, details and caption below. In the classic tradition of rock stars having bizarre gardening accidents, Pat has apparently rung in the new year by smashing the bleep out of his left foot. This means he'll unfortunately be missing a few shows while the multiple broken bones in his foot heal. We'll miss our beloved Pat as much as you will, but we want him fully healed and back on his feet as soon as possible.
So what, do you just go out and get a hired gun?
Yeah, Jason Faulkner, who has played with Beck and St. Vincent, he'll be filling in for Pat while he's on the mend.
Wow.
Well, look at him. He's on the stretcher, leaving, flipping off the camera.
Well, I don't blame him, but how? I just want to know. I want to hear that story. I mean, it's kind of like Trayvon Diggs, right? I mean, nobody knows what the hell happened to him.
A TV fell on his head.
Well, that's what he says.
Well,
we found out about it like 3 months later.
Pat Smear. Wasn't that a Naked Gun, Dr. Pap Smear, or whatever the hell that was?
well, Pap Smear is something else.
Well, I know.
You as a girl dad should know this, sir.
I know this, but it's very close.
Well, there's a T.
Well, you better make sure you say Pat instead of Pap.
There's some other jokes you can make there with names that are like that. First name Mike comes to mind.
Yes. Last name Hunt.
Yes. Got to be very careful with that one. Very, very careful.
Got to leave some separation.
You do.
A lot of separation.
Reminds me of the good old days back in Alice when you'd call a cab to the house across the street. And say, look, I'm going to be in the back. You got to honk. I'll come right out. Like 2 in the morning.
Well, those were the practical jokes you did?
It was hilarious because I could look out my window and watch the whole thing happen.
And you had to make those phone calls off the landline, huh?
Yes.
You know, there's a conversation that, some of the people here were having earlier in the break room. People that never understood what a home phone was. And literally, Lauren said, so only one person in the house could be on the phone at once? Yep.
Well, you had multiple phones. If you wanted to listen in, you could, I guess.
But you couldn't call somebody else.
No.
I mean, if you didn't have call waiting, you'd get the old busy signal.
Although sometimes in Alice, you get those party lines.
Oh, you're old enough for party lines,
well,
huh?
I'm just saying, yeah, you get those party lines and you could listen to other conversations.
Did you do that?
Oh, absolutely.
While calling a cab to your neighbor's house?
Dude, there are all kinds, I mean, Prince Albert DeCan. Call the bowling alley. Do you have 16-pound balls? It ain't hard to walk. Oh, those were the good old days, man.
Joe's calling asking if refrigerators are running.
That's right. Well, you better go catch it. Ah, the good old days, man. Yes.
You didn't have, I mean, your older girls probably had home phones, right?
Yeah, I think so. They had, they might have had, just when the cell phones were coming out, I guess. Yeah, about that time.
Your oldest?
Yeah. Mid-'80s. Yeah, it's about right, yeah. When I worked for Motorola, right out of school,
that's right.
We had the bag phone and the big brick.
So the boys that would call your house.
Oh.
Right?
They wouldn't call it. It was too damn expensive to use a cell phone back in those days.
But let's say landlines, though.
No, landlines, yeah.
And you answer the phone.
Of course.
And the girls were probably petrified that you would answer the phone,
well,
right?
like when I was a kid, my brother and I, Randy, we had our own phone number.
Really?
So, right. So the main phone had the house phone, and then we had our own phone number.
Really?
Yeah. It was
you,
great.
You wouldn't do that for your girls, though, right?
What? No.
No, for obvious reasons.
Well, and then, the younger girls, they all had cell phones, and I used to get pissed off about that because I'd get phone books in the mail.
Oh, my God, because every text message, I'm like, how many dead trees sending us the phone bill was crazy. My Facebook memories today, 13 years ago, I wrote, part of me feels ripped off as a father because boys don't call the house. I don't get to scare the hell out of them. That changed tonight. Not a phone call. Some dude named Chris FaceTimed at me. I didn't even know my iPad could do that back then, and he about pooped his pants.
Wow, I bet
when
he did.
I answered, and then so apparently somehow he had my cell number, but he thought it was Erica's number. And FaceTimed.
Yeah, and your ugly mug showed up and
scared the crap out of him.
It's go, wait, Erica, you changed.
That was my Facebook memories.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
And I wish I remembered that. I have no idea that happened on this day in the year 2013.
How about that?
Well, I think it's funny as hell, but I do kind of feel ripped off as a dad. I never got to answer the phone and have some little boy, is Erica home?
Well, I mean, that was fun. The best time would have them come to the house and pick the girls up. I mean, that was the best time.
Well, sure, but.
Because you'd have to go out on the back porch. We'd have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about gardening.
No gardening.
Yeah, you talk about, I mean. Yeah.
None of them had 16-pound balls either.
Right. They were all shriveled up when you took them out back.
Damn right.
Yeah, the best story was really Ryan Eggles, taking some kid's hat off his head and telling him you can't take my daughter out dressed like that.
I didn't take his hat off. I just told him to get the hell out of here. You're not taking my daughter out looking like that. What the hell's the matter with you?
Mm-hmm.
Backwards hat is what the? It was
and you have no idea what she was wearing.
No, she looked great. I mean, it was like a.
She did when she left the house, but after she got out there and then they changed, that's what that was always the surprise.
That's a possibility, but that's fine. I mean, if I don't see it, then.
But you find out about it.
But when this dude,
because they're on social media and they're dumb.
This little dude walked in like he owned the place. He's one of those guys, cocky little SOB.
Well, I mean, in your neighborhood, that comes with the territory.
I'm just saying, cocky SOB, and so that backward hat, it's like, dude, that ain't happening. Hey, Casey's still mad at me for that, but oh well.
Being a dad.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you, it is fun.
You fathers of boys?
You have no
idea.
idea.
Your conversations are so different.
You have no idea. No idea.
I'm just curious if you have one of each. What you tell one is so different than what you tell the other.
Well, and that's what I'm looking forward to because I'll just use, my oldest daughter has 2 daughters. But Casey and her husband, Steven, have a boy and a girl. So they'll get to experience both of those things.
I think Steven will have a different conversation with the boy than Casey will have with the girl.
I'm sure that's the case.
Yes.
But then you got Steven will have those conversations with the guys that walk in with backwards hats.
Absolutely. He wasn't the one with the backwards hat, right?
No, it wasn't.
This doesn't have a.
This was back in high school.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you never know if they ended up getting married.
No, they didn't. No. That wasn't happening.
No?
I mean, look at Duck Boy.
Duck Boy.
Oh, yeah. Haven't you known him forever?
Yeah. No, Bree and Lucas, Duck Boy, dated in high school. They went their separate ways for years, and somehow, of course, we all knew they'd end up back together.
Back together. How about that? Well, when it's true love, it's true love. What are you going to do? Although marrying a guy named Duck Boy.
His name is Luke. And he's a cop now, too.
Duck Boy, backwards hat boy.
I know. It's crazy.
You got a lot of weird nicknames.
Oh, it's unbelievable. College football tonight, the playoffs resume. It is the Final Four in the college football playoffs, and you can hear it right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Miami and Ole Miss. We'll get you started with the pregame show right after the Blitz at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, tomorrow, Indiana and Oregon. They will continue things, and, well, one of these teams that play tonight is going to be watching that with great interest. And you should be watching it with great interest as well at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Beer Santa's going to be there. There's going to be some great prizes out there. There always is when he shows up. Plus, maybe a sample or two. We'll see, but it's the Alamo Ranch location. It's 6930 West Loop 1604, again, with our friends from Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Texas Longhorn fans a little bit upset today, and the Baylor Bears have a brand new shiny quarterback. We're talking about all of it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. One playoff game down, one to go before we get into the NFL, Rob.
Playoffs? Oh, playoffs are coming. I cannot wait. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so much to get into it. Oh, by the way, the Spurs continue to play. Get here early, bring the popcorn. It's going to be fun. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever, best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
Back here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. And this NIL thing, man, I'm telling you, it's unsustainable. And when a rich school like Texas is complaining about it, there's a problem.
You know, it's the problem with the fans. And I think the fans are complaining because you see Texas losing guys or missing out on guys or guys that you thought were on their way. Like, I don't know, a certain running back from Florida. What appears to be happening is this is on Sark in the way he's running things based on some of the different reports that are out there. And part of me thinks this is arrogance on the part of Sark because, hey, we're Texas, people will wait, but they're not. Pete Thamel has a couple of different articles, and Brian Davis, who's been covering the Longhorns forever. Brian Davis's quote, I think, sums it up, his tweet. The strategy of lowballing or slow playing 2026 contract delivery to the current players so you can comb the transfer portal for replacements doesn't seem to be working. So in other words, you are Texas. We're Texas.
Right.
All right. I like you. Yep, this is what we're going to offer you. Okay, cool. Get me the contract. Days go by. Other schools are saying, what are we doing? Hey, Texas, what are you doing? Oh, wait, you're not committed to me? You told me we're good, but you're still checking the portal to see if you like something a little bit better or a little bit cheaper, thinking, hey, we're Texas. We don't have to pay you as much because you get to wear that Longhorn on your helmet. And dudes aren't playing that game.
Sounds like Jerry Jones.
It does in so many ways.
Well, look, I mean, the fans are not happy. There's an article I'm reading on Outkick. There's several tweets. It says the transfer portal is killing program pride, development, high school recruiting, and even careers. Another one says, I'm sorry, but NIL and the portal have ruined college football. It'll be unwatchable soon. I don't know if you can completely blame Sark for this. These guys have got to adjust just like everybody else. And the problem with it is it changes every single year. I mean, quarterbacks making $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million now. I mean, what's it going to go to? What are they going to command next year? $16 million, $20 million?
Whatever the market's willing to tolerate. And I think a big part of what you're seeing, I think this is twofold. I think Sark is being a little arrogant, seeing if he can replace somebody in the portal. So, all right, you're here, you're good, stay over there, we'll get you a deal. Oh, wait, I can get this guy? All right, see ya. Nobody seems to truly know what's happened with Parker Livingston. This is Arch's roommate. And there are some stories that say he was kind of pushed out. Others say that isn't true. I don't know what to believe, but he didn't have a current deal. And you would have thought of all people that would have a current deal and easy to get done would be Arch's roommate. from what I understand, it wasn't a financial deal. It was what's going on. And then he goes to Oklahoma. Well, that pisses everybody off that roots for the burn. I mean, hold on. And it's interesting because if Texas were to steal a guy from Oklahoma, we'd all celebrate it. See, Austin's so much better anyway. I mean, because I think in a lot of fans' minds, this whole portal thing is a one-way street. We celebrate it if they're coming to Austin, if that's your school, or Lubbock if that's your school, or College Station if that's your school. But when you see your guys leave, you go, what the hell's wrong with this system?
Well, look, I reached out to our good friend Bob Ballou the other day to ask him what the hell's going on with Parker Livingstone. And he said, well, it's not my story to tell. Well, something happened. It's not just I'm going to get more money at OU. Speculation was he wanted to be the number one guy. He wasn't going to be the number one guy.
Because Texas was trying to replace him with the dude from Austin.
And I'm surprised.
Or Auburn, rather.
Look, Parker Livingstone is not a number one guy. He is a third down possession type receiver, and he did a great job for Texas in that regard. I understand why he wants to be the number one guy, but I just don't think that he is, and I don't think that he ever will be. But you got $800K, which is what I reportedly hear he's making at OU. You got to go. If Texas doesn't want you, you got to go to the next highest bidder, and that was Oklahoma.
And then, I mean, and I think the other part of it is you get schools like Texas and Texas A&M, the haves. And now all of a sudden, they got people spending a lot more money at competition that you're not used to seeing, right? Like what's going on in Lubbock. Baylor just got DJ Lagway to come in and be their quarterback. So you look at and you think about all the different scenarios. The world is changing, right? The fact that Indiana, that just got a massive donation to their athletic department from Mark Cuban. Indiana is going to be a part of the football conversation when they never have been a part of the football conversation. And you think about what Cignetti has done. Now, I was reading a piece earlier. Think about what Kurt Cignetti has done in 2 years at Indiana. And he's about to get another contract, and it's going to be worth about $12.5 million a year. And he might be underpaid when you think about the value he is providing to the university. According to this, in the 2025, before the 25 season ever kicked off, revenue for IU's football team had already surpassed $13 million. They got a $50 million stadium naming rights deal with the bank up there. Fundraising was at a record high, and they got the first ever athletic department gift from Mark Cuban, who then increased it this year. Enrollment is up tremendously. In 2025 alone, Indiana set school records for total enrollment, freshman class size, first-year out-of-state students, and application volume went to 73,000 people applying. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
What we hear Jeff Traylor say all the time, football is the front porch to the university.
Well, that message needs to get higher up to President Amy, and he needs to know that. It is the front porch. I know it's about academics, but that brings people in, and you're seeing it in Indiana. Here's the problem, though, Jason. I know they got a lot of money in Lubbock at Texas Tech.
Uh-huh.
They got their asses handed to them by Oregon.
Yep.
If that continues on, and that's as far as you ever get if you're a Red Raider, how long does that money train continue to go?
Well, I mean, I think at every university it's going to be different. If you've got a donor willing to spend the money, then you're good. If you lose that donor, then which is why you have to always, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, right? I don't care what business you're in from a sales standpoint, you're always selling because you never know when that one's going to go away. You know, and it doesn't matter what you're selling, you always have to go to work. And, you know, the universities are always going to have to fundraise. But I think Indiana is a prime example. If you have better sports, you have a great football team, you're going to have more applications. That's going to give you more better students that you can select from and more donors excited about writing those checks.
Well, but just think about it. Now, if Indiana goes on and wins the whole thing, and they certainly could, they're a good enough football team to be national champions. That's the standard now. Is you've made that the standard. There's no more, okay, well, Indiana, we're just a basketball school. Indiana's a football school now. So when Cignetti leaves, and that will happen eventually, somebody else is going to have to take it, and they're going to have big shoes to fill. And the whole process continues to start over. That's why I say this whole thing is unsustainable. It just is. Because eventually, even the richest dudes in the world are going to get sick of it. The guy in Colorado we talked about this week, who's sick of it because players aren't loyal. Wrote him a hell of a check, and guess he got the hell out of here as soon as he could. That's going to happen. There are players that play all 4 years of their eligibility at different schools.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty. There's no school pride. There's none of that stuff. And it's just, it's only going to get worse. And I tell you what, it's happened a lot faster than I thought it would with the commands and the amounts of money that some of these players are demanding and getting. It's unbelievable to me.
Not to relitigate everything, but freaking California. And getting that toothpaste out of the tube. NIL, I don't think anybody in a decision-making seat when all this was happening imagined that the passion for college athletics, specifically college football, would be at a level that people would write those checks. This whole NIL, name, image, and likeness, was supposed to be a couple $100, couple $1,000 to do an appearance here, do something there.
Yep.
It wasn't supposed to turn 18, 19, 20-year-olds into millionaires. And because every conference has their own set of rules, and every state has their set of rules, there is no uniformity in the NCAA has no teeth, but there's no uniformity in how you can enforce anything. Because if the Big Ten did this and the SEC did something different, then whoever had the better deal would go. All these other conferences, contracts need to become a thing. And I think that's one way, like rich people writing checks because they're passionate about their universities and they get a tax write-off. I think that will remain at some level. Universities for 100 years have been raising money for a variety of things, and that is not going to change. But how these players are under contract does need to change. If you sign a deal, it can't just be for this season or that season, or there needs to be more, not enforcement of, because right now there is no transfer rule. Going back to if you transfer, you've got to sit out unless you're transferring up. And I guess that's like if you're going from the American to the SEC or the Big 12, then should you be penalized? But if you're going from one SEC school to another, that's lateral, right?
Yes.
There needs to be some sort of contract.
I mean, we could use Parker Livingstone as an example. Now, I don't know what happened, but you're going from Texas to OU. Texas' biggest rival, you're now going to play for them, and you're going to play for them in the Red River Shootout. And all of a sudden, I mean, there's movement all over the place, and there's no loyalty. And it's just I know people always point, well, the coaches aren't loyal either. And you're right. You got the Lane Kiffins of the world and the others as well. But,
you know, they have the buyouts, though.
They do.
That they have to either pay or get paid.
So that brings up a good point that you say that. The DeMond Williams, the kid out of Washington who signed a contract and then says he's entering the portal again, his agent has dropped him.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing is not right. Now, they filed a lawsuit on this guy. They can't obviously force him to stay at Washington. But what I think they're going to end up doing is this guy's going to have to pay a hell of an exit fee to get out of this contract.
Although I think they can keep him from going to another school.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
that's possible.
I mean, this is a dude that might have retired himself and not even known it. And his agent, because he does have a legitimate big-time agent with Wasserman, I can't have that. And one client doing that, clearly, if the agent dropped him, this kid, DeMond Williams, did this without telling his agent.
I think so.
And it kind of feels like, as you read all the different articles, he got his $4 million from UW, and then he saw Texas Tech give a dude $5 million, and he went, well, wait, I'm better than that guy. So if he's getting $5 million, I should get more. Or the people that missed out on the kid going to Texas Tech said, hey, You sure you want to be in Seattle for 4? I got 5. Who knows
crazy.
how this is going?
I don't know, and I think there's all kinds of stuff behind the scenes that we're not privy to, and I think some lies are being told and some half-truths are being told, and I think all of this stuff. And it's crazy. Unfortunately, right now, and I say unfortunately because I'm enjoying it as much as anybody, the college football product has probably never been better. But you can have the same type of system and the same parity if it's done in a structured way. The NFL is a perfect example of that. The problem with college football, and I know there's a lot of other athletics involved, but we're talking football, is that you've got to have some kind of national law. You can't, because I don't think everybody's going to come together and say, okay, let's do this, and we'll all agree to it.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
They're not. I mean, there's a reason why a team from the American can make the college football playoffs. It's the politics of it.
Right.
They all have to kind of agree. So let them in and let one team every year that is in the group of get a chance to get some of that big time money. Which is why, and again, they'll never do it, but I think there needs to be the Power 4 playoff and then the Group of 5 playoff. And you heard all the people raving about how great that FCS National Championship game was the other night. Ratings for that were incredible. People will watch.
Yep, they will. They will, and there's a lot of money out there in college sports. That is for sure. And you're going to hear the same thing as we get into college basketball and the March Madness and all that, the NCAA tournament. You're going to hear the same thing. And John Calipari's already complaining about it.
Oh, yeah, he's always complaining. At JJ Real tweets in, at J Semenix, at Joe Reinagle 210. Include Joe in your tweets. Does UTSA have any billionaires so I can get $25 million for the football team?
No.
That's the problem. UTSA as a university isn't that old. Their football program is 15, right? Just completed their 15th year. They made T-shirts and everything for it. So, think about it. If UTSA were a human, they'd be eligible for driver's ed, right?
Quinceañera.
Yeah. If the football team were a girl.
Well,
But when you look at it, but the university as a whole, the alumni isn't that old, right? And I say that. UT, A&M, they've got alumni that have made their money. They have made their fortunes, and they're in their 70s. They're in their 80s. They're old enough to not be around anymore, but their name's on a building and their foundations. Those kind of alumni. UTSA doesn't have that yet. They've got a lot of young professionals or middle-aged professionals that are building that wealth where they can donate sizable amounts. But UTSA's alumni base isn't that of so many of these other universities. And that's just a byproduct of age. I mean, sometimes you look around and it's impressive what UTSA has done because they don't have the Red McCombs type of alumni yet, the Tom Benson type of alumni yet. That hasn't been developed there. I look at somebody like an April Ansira. She's an alum. She still has 20, 30, 40 years to work, right?
Right.
That's their alumni base.
You're exactly right, and that's the problem, and it's going to continue to be a problem, and for UTSA, and we can sit here and say they need money and we got to have this and that. It's just where are you going to get that money from? That's the thing. And I wish I could remember that. I know we're up against it, but the guy that donated $1 million right at the beginning for the football program for them to buy uniforms. And I can't remember the guy's name, but that was like a huge deal. And obviously $1 million is a lot of money. And that was like a huge boost for the football program back when Larry Coker was trying to get this thing off the ground and UTSA trying to get it off the ground. It was just incredible. The General, John McClain, is going to join us coming up in the next hour. We're going to talk a little Houston Texans football. They've got a date with the old man, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up on Monday night. But first, let's talk a little Spurs basketball. We'll do that on the other side when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Going to be a great 5 straight days of football starting tonight with the college football playoff semifinals and then, of course, wild card weekend. You know the best place to get in on all the gridiron action is at Underdog. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas. and it's easy to do. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on specific stats, whether it's rushing yards, receiving yards, kicking points. I mean, you look at some of these matchups, the Bears-Packers game coming up on Saturday night, passing yards for Caleb Williams or Jordan Love, or rushing yards. What about that Rams-Panthers game, Texans and Steelers? And, one of the things they're doing on Underdog for Wild Card Weekend, Underdog's adding a gimme pick on a quarterback of your choice for any of the wild card games to get started. Gimme pick means you're going to be an automatic winner. You put that one on your pick-em entry. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift, plus next-day delivery. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next-day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for details.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
The college football playoff isn't over. Not yet. That epic run, that wild dream, not over till the clock hits 0. Till the stadium shakes. Till the wild things are let loose. Till the trophy is lifted and the confetti falls. This is the national championship. When it's over, you'll feel it. This is the wild world of college football. The CFP National Championship, Monday, January 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year?
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Uh-huh. Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Let me ask
ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, another NFL head coaching job has become available. Today, the Miami Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel. Former Dallas Cowboys tight end and future Hall of Famer Jason Witten has joined the Oklahoma Sooners coaching staff as their new tight ends coach. And tonight, we've got college football playoffs. They continue. First semifinal matchup, 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes take on the 6th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels in the Fiesta Bowl. Kickoff 6:30 right here on 94.1.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness. It is a Thursday, and if you're getting off work right now, congrats. You have made it to Friday. That's right. It's after 5 o'clock. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, and because we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we certainly do.
Absolutely.
We certainly do. I just got to email some dude to tell him he won $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. Yeah. Our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. It's over. Regular season's over.
How about that?
Yep.
Well, good for him, and I wasn't eligible for that.
You weren't, and you weren't on the leaderboard.
Well, I forgot to make my picks. I didn't want to make Alexandra feel bad.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's exactly right.
You tanked it?
She was
Mr. Anti-tanking tanked it?
She was feeling bad, and I was going to beat her. And, well, you know, she was bragging because she finished higher than I did, and, well, I forgot to do it.
She's just higher. That's all.
Well, congratulations. $1,000 at Awesome Tickets, man.
Jonathan Griffin. And as I look here at the leaderboard, Jonathan wins $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets by 1 point.
Whoa!
There are 3 dudes tied for second, 1 point behind. Now, I'm not going to say your names because I don't want you to feel bad because you are that close away to getting into some sort of tiebreaker, and then who knows. But some of you just have to just feel devastated that you are that close.
Devastated.
I mean, but congratulations by 1 point, Jonathan Griffin.
That's all it takes.
You win yourself $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets.
I don't feel bad for those guys that lost by a point. Dude, I lost out on about, I don't know, a lot of money by half a point this weekend. So make that make sense. So I don't feel bad for those guys.
Well, I lost out on that same amount of money because it won a coin flip, and the hell were the Houston Texans doing? They didn't cover.
They damn near lost.
Yeah, they yeah.
5-0.
Yeah, Pledge. Yeah,
lost by half a point. Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck.
You see, and I won that game.
I'm pretty happy that they are not in the playoffs. I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Half a point.
Did you see Baker's wife post about how he watched football that day?
Yeah, we all saw that.
Yeah.
You can tell on Days and Pledge doesn't have a show.
Well, that was weird because
brings up stuff that we're not talking about.
That was weird though because I mean, no matter who won that division, they're going to get handed to them this week.
You say that? You're giving Carolina no chance to beat the Rams at home?
No, none. It's the playoffs, baby. Whole different thing. Everything ratchets it up a little bit.
We'll do our picks coming up.
We will.
You know, it's crazy because, I guess pregame stuff on TV for the game tonight, Ole Miss, they're already in the building. Apparently it's hailing in Scottsdale.
Whoa.
They're like, we're glad the stadium's indoors. The weather sucks. And I'm thinking, I hope my kid's car is okay. What? It's raining and hailing in the Phoenix area.
Well, dude, when you got her a new apartment, did you get her a garage?
No.
Why not?
She's paying for it, not me.
Or little one of those carport.
Yeah, there's
things?
carport
All
over
right,
it.
Okay.
But, it's what, 3 o'clock there or 4 o'clock, whatever time it is. She's at work.
Oh. Well, hopefully they have
she has a job
there.
to pay for her apartment. I have no idea.
Send her some money, Minix. Come on.
Dude, she's got a job now. She's on her own.
Doesn't matter.
What? Really? When was the last time you just randomly sent your kid some money?
Yesterday. Well, what's today?
Did she ask?
No, it's her birthday.
Well, that's different. Erica's birthday's in August. Hell, I'm going out there next weekend because she's running in the Phoenix Marathon, the half
that's
marathon.
Good. So she's got the running itch just like your wife.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I'm sure that we'll end up buying some things for said new apartment when we're out there.
Of course you will.
Although everything that, for the most part, that she got for Christmas was apartment stuff.
Well, she'll need some more and probably need some groceries and
probably
all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Minix.
that stuff never changes, and I'm fine with that.
All right.
I'm just happy not paying rent. Got a raise.
That's nice, isn't it?
It is.
It's nice. Yeah. I remember that way back in the day when the child support ended. I thought, man, I'm the richest dude in the world.
Well, as much as you were paying, I mean, you are now.
Damn, I was like, whoa, this is great.
This is what it's like to actually get all that money I earn.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? It is pretty cool. By the way, we do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. John Harbaugh is the star of the show in the NFL, and everybody wants him. What's a better job, Miami or the Giants? It's close.
Kids turning 18.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
I'll
buddy.
take C for the win.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. Giants are leading 52% to 48%. So, but it is close, and only 87 votes. We need at least 13 more before this thing can be official. So, call your friends, wake the kids, and have them vote at our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Yeah, we've got a guy. I'm a little surprised. New York over Miami. Clearly, lifestyle isn't factoring into this vote.
Well, again, I don't see John Harbaugh giving a damn about lifestyle. I mean, he lived in Baltimore for 18 years, for goodness sake.
I think he's ready for a Speedo on South Beach.
Oh, dude. I saw a few of those in Mexico. You got some Euros down there that the Speedo's like
that sheriff that was on the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see Don Harris shirtless.
Whoa.
I can't remember what that was for. There had to be somebody else that was worse than Don Harris.
I like it naked.
Oh, man. The direction the show goes in sometimes, it never ceases to amaze me.
Try to shove it up their ass.
Exactly. Every day, Shoddy.
Stop it.
Candy Lee.
He's just got to quit that.
Executive.
Is John McClain coming up?
He is.
Eberflus.
No, Eberflus is not. The General John McClain is. Let's talk some Houston Texans football. Hopefully they'll play better Monday night than they did last Sunday. That's for sure, because it was awful. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely, and you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
This Friday is a Flight Friday with a Blitz live at Bubba's 33 in Alamo Ranch. Kick off the weekend and pregame with us and Flight by Yingling ahead of the Indiana-Oregon semifinal game.
Flight will be on special, and you know they'll have some great prizes to give away, including those cool backpack coolers. So plan now to join the Blitz from 2 to 6, a Flight Friday at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location with Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
I'm A.J. Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6, your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, tonight kicks off a nice long string of football. College football playoffs begin tonight. You can hear it right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Miami taking on Ole Miss. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
Next 5 days of football should be fantastic. College tonight and tomorrow, then the NFL playoffs. We'll wrap up Monday night with Houston traveling to Pittsburgh. Let's talk about it. John McClain, the general, now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, trying to figure out if it's good or bad for the Texans to be playing on Monday night. It's better than the Texans' time slot of Saturday 3:30, but playing on Monday night, good or bad, do you think?
I think it's great. You want to show the nation what you've got.
what you are, this is the perfect time to do it. You have the stage all to yourself. It's going to get a lot of hype because it's in Pittsburgh, terrible towels, tradition. You got the Houston-Pittsburgh rivalry from the Oilers and the Steelers, Love You Blue, and the Steel Curtain. And then you got Aaron Rodgers coming off probably his best game since he played for the Packers to beat the Ravens. And you wonder, okay, is that a start of something big where he's going to play like that, like he's, bathed in the fountain of youth, or is it going to be a one-off? And so I know this, he gets rid of the ball quicker than any quarterback because he doesn't want to get hit. And he also throws more passes to his running backs. And he's got DK Metcalf back, but the Texans have to be careful not to cover Metcalf and leave some of those other guys open. But I don't think there's any way Steelers are going to drive the ball on them. I think it'll come down. Both running games will be shut down. It'll come down to the special teams. Who can anybody generating big plays? Can Kaimi Fairbairn kick outdoors in a stadium that is a tough stadium to kick in because of the wind, and the weather should be decent? And then can C.J. Stroud outplay Aaron Rodgers?
Well, yeah. All of the above. Look, John, I think it's going to be one of those ugly games because that's how Pittsburgh plays, and they make you play like that, especially at home. I mean, this could be a 13-10 type of ball game when it's all said and done. What are you predicting a game like that? Defense with Houston and Pittsburgh just kind of uglying things up.
Low scoring and boring. That's the way most of the Texans games are. When they play, they're a terrible red zone team, even though they were 2 out of 3 in this last victory. But I don't really count that. There were so many scrubs playing. And they beat the Chargers in a big game, and they weren't even in the red zone. They scored their 2 touchdowns on long passes. So they settled for field goals because Fairbairn has been great. He tied the NFL record for most field goals in a season, and he missed 2.5 games with an injury. And you don't want to do that. That's not – now, you can't – they've won 9 in a row. And but I just think at some point you're playing better teams in the playoffs. You could run into weather. At some point, you get down there close to the goal line, you shouldn't be having to play gimmick plays trying to hand it off to a 295-pound fullback. Running back, defensive tackle playing fullback, Tommy Togiai. And I hope we've seen the last of him in that situation. And Stroud botched it, so Stroud ran it in. And that shows you how desperate they are when they get down to the 5-yard line because they just can't run for touchdowns.
It's crazy. John McClain joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You bring up weather, so I'm looking it up real quick. Looks like a high of 40, low of 28. That's lovely.
That is a piece of cake. Texans played that weather they went to this year in Kansas City was just miserable. So they figured by kickoff, when the sun's gone down, it'll probably be in the 30s. And the key, of course, is the wind. Yeah, you can take snow, you can take rain, but you can't take wind. And usually the wind there is not consistent the way it is in Chicago and Cleveland because the stadiums are on Great Lakes. It comes and goes. And Chris Boswell, who missed his first extra point in 4 years against Baltimore, he knows how to handle that wind. And I'm hoping they don't rely too heavily on Fairbairn while they have done that most of the year. There's no excuses for the Texans not to beat the Steelers and go to Denver for a rematch with the Broncos.
I totally agree with that. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause, John, and you tell me what you think. I try not to make too big of a deal out of this, but that Texans defense didn't play well last week against Indianapolis, against a young quarterback. Any concern from you about that?
None whatsoever. They played scrubs the whole second half. They were missing a couple of their best players, and so no. And the week before, I saw somebody writing on a national, I think the Athletic, talking about the Texans defense hadn't played well. And I'm like, did you see the Chargers game and Justin Herbert when they had to win? And And they have given up 3 long pass plays in the last 2 games. And the Steelers' forte is not throwing the deep ball. And one thing I would like to see, because Rodgers gets rid of the ball so fast, it's going to be hard for Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. to come off the edges. Anderson a few times will line up over the center. I would love to see him do that more short path, or even have him switch and Danielle Hunter be on one gap and Anderson on the other, both of them shooting the A gap, and see what Rodgers would do with that. But the Texans don't try to fool people. You know, they're not a game plan defense as much as they are, here's what you do, here's what we do, come and beat us.
John McClain here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Because it is Aaron Rodgers and just it's big-time football. Now, it hasn't been overly impressive this year. I think about their game plan when they were playing Cleveland, and, you know, he was trying to avoid getting sacked by Myles Garrett kind of stuff. I don't know, but I know the last 2 games they were without DK Metcalf, and that hurt Pittsburgh. DK is going to be back for this game. What kind of problems could that give that Texans defense?
Well, I can't figure out if they would, say, put Derek Stingley Jr. on him, or if they would put Stingley on the number 2 receiver and double Metcalf. You can't put too much emphasis on Metcalf and not worry about the tight end, worry about the backs, but he is their best. And they threw, I think, in the game before this last one, he only completed 8 passes to wide receivers. The first one that Metcalf missed, but you know they're relieved to have him back. Since he's missed 2 games, you know, he sometimes has a tendency to drop passes, and I'm curious to see in the first quarter when they throw him the ball if he has any drops. But still, it's the Texans defense. You know, if you can beat Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and those guys, and yeah, they look bad against the Raiders and the Titans, but those games, you know, I think they just are like looking ahead or yawning because of who they're playing. But this one means so much. I know this: if I'm the Steelers and I'm Arthur Smith, the play caller, and the Texans are on the national stage for the first time in the first round of the playoffs, I'm going to run some draw plays. I'm going to run some hitch routes. I'm going to try to take advantage of that aggressiveness that they play with, knowing how hyped up they're going to be, and see if I could beat them early. I also would test them deep when I get somewhere up around 35 or 40-yard line. So if it's intercepted, it'd be like a punt. But Steelers going to try to run the ball. Texans have done well against the run, and they better do well against the run Monday night. I can't tell you how fired up I'm starting my 50th year covering the NFL. And boy, it's not my 50th season yet, but it sure is exciting to have this kind of weekend topped off by the team you cover.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite weekend of the playoffs, to be honest with you. I just think it's a lot of fun. And to your point, John, Jaylen Warren for Pittsburgh has been running the football pretty well. So Texans are going to have to worry about that guy. I got to switch gears with you for just a moment because I want to know if you're happy about DJ Lagway going to Baylor.
Considering Baylor had no quarterback, Sawyer Robertson was a senior, and they couldn't hire a lawyer to try to find some loophole to get him an extra year like others are trying. Lagway, Baylor had recruited him, but he got like $4 million a year to go to Florida. His dad went to Baylor, so yes, I'm fired up about it. It gets him a lot of attention, and everything about Baylor's been negative. And this time next year, they'll have a new coach. Hopefully Lagway will play well. He will stay in school because next year's draft could be one of the best ever for quarterbacks and have a lot of players want to come in there and play with him. I don't know if I'm dreaming or not, but still.
Wake up, John.
You know, he was the top quarterback in the country from Willis here north of Houston 2 years ago. I saw him at NRG Stadium. He had been introduced before the Kinder Texas Bowl as a top player in Texas, and they gave him a big trophy. And we were all going up an elevator to our Gridiron Legends suite, and I introduced myself to him and his dad, told him I went to Baylor, and I said, by the way, if you get to Florida and it doesn't work out, know now Baylor is giving NIL money. They weren't the year before Aranda thought he could win without it and felt way behind. I said, so if you decide to transfer, make sure you at least give them a call and maybe you come back home. And they thanked me and smiled and laughed. And I thought, you know what? That was right. And sure hope he was hurt a lot this year. And so I'm hoping he'll be healthy, and they need a lot of receivers for him and better line. But, yes, it is a really big deal for Baylor because Baylor is so down right now.
Well, that's true. Although, who would have thought it was the McClain money and charm that got Lagway
I know.
To get there to Waco for that one? And
I would have slipped him a couple of bucks.
Well, the problem is it takes more than what you were going to slip him. No, I mean, because if the McClain money was keeping guys in Waco, you could have got DK Kalu to stay there instead of going to Florida for some big NIL dollars.
And Florida's got quite a few former Baylor players. I thought he might go to Rice, where his daddy went and was a star. But Florida, I'm sure, Florida spends a lot of money on players. DK started on the nose. That's a really good deal for him. I'm sorry he left, but I don't blame him. If you go to the SEC and get a better deal, considering the bad situation at Baylor, I don't blame him at all. I wish him the very best, and I hope he excels and is half the player in his NFL career that his dad was.
Yeah, I don't think even his dad would allow him to go to Rice at this point in time.
Oh,
Boy, if he heard you say that, Joe, he would be so mad because he loves those War Owls, and they played in the bowl, and Baylor didn't. And
I'm not sure they played in that bowl game, John.
That's true.
The problem is ND is too cheap. For a rich guy, he's the cheapest dude that you know, and he doesn't want his son getting NIL money that he may or may not donate because otherwise he could just give it to his kid, and you just can't do that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, let him go to the SEC.
Great point.
Although I was surprised because. I mean, honestly, Indy thought that next year DK would get the opportunity because the guy in front of him was finally moving on. And then I was like, all right, well, the portal is paying. Let's see what they have. And all of a sudden, he's a Florida Gator.
I don't blame any kids getting whatever they can. But when you sign a contract and some scumbag tries to get you to break the contract, it does, like the UW quarterback.
Yep.
I am totally against that. And I hope that Washington and the Big Ten ties them up in court, makes them pay. I don't know how much they can get them to pay. And if he ends up at LSU, and there's a lot of talk he will, we'll be wondering, okay, who was it that came in there after he signed that deal and everything was announced and done and his agency has dropped him?
Yep.
Who would have come in there and just broken every rule? Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin. He's such a straight shooter, John. Come on.
Yes, he is. One of the all-time class acts. But a good friend of mine yesterday, I was at an event, diehard LSU fan, he said, look, we know what we got. We got a scumbag, but the guy's won everywhere, and he's going to win for us. And I said, go scumbag.
Well, he may win. He may win.
S-C-U-M-B-A-G-S, scumbags.
So saying that, you got Ole Miss tonight or Miami?
I'm going with Miami because of its defense, and I think it'd be fun to see them get to play at home. Indiana ought to win everything. I'm surprised some NFL team hadn't called Kurt Signetti's agent and say, well, you bored yet? If he wins the national championship, would he like to try the next level? And, boy, can you imagine that? But it looks like nobody's interested, at least that we've heard of.
I mean, I could see Baltimore doing that. The problem is, the
Raiders,
$13-14 million a year at Indiana will probably get a raise and some more bonuses. Is an NFL guy going to come in and give him $20 or $25 million?
And except for one case, you're going to a loser, but he came into the biggest loser in the history. Can you imagine if he went to the NFL like a team like Cleveland or Oakland, and he won there too? But he's getting $12.5 million. I think they'd offer him $20 million. I bet that wouldn't even do it.
Wow.
I don't know, because again, Cleveland, Baltimore, wherever he goes, he's got to deal with a salary cap and free agency. And right now, he's got a guy like Mark Cuban writing big old checks that allows him to go get whoever he wants. And I'm guessing it takes a lot to get to Indiana because they've never been a football school before. But for the right amount of money, I can buy a coat and shovel snow.
I like the fact that they recruit older guys for the offensive line, average of 23. Those 23 and 24-year-old offensive linemen are going up against 19, 18-year-olds, and that's where it all starts with their success. You know, he says, I'm not looking for talent. I'm looking for production. And you can't argue with what he's done. It's the greatest coaching job in the history of not just college football, but college sports.
True.
No doubt.
True. Make sure you follow John on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. Congrats on starting year 50. That's awesome.
That's
the great John McClain. Always appreciate it, my friend. We'll talk next week.
Guys, thank you very much, as always.
Appreciate it. John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
John likes Miami tonight. Interesting. I think that might be the pick du jour. I'm not sure. We're going to do our picks on that particular game coming up in just a moment. It's a game, by the way, you can listen to right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The pregame show begins at 6 o'clock, right after the Blitz here tonight, and then they'll kick off right around 6:30 or so. So keep it right here if you want to listen to that ball game on the radio. You can't be around a television set, and even if you are, tune in 94.1. What the heck?
Turn up the radio and watch on TV on your mute button.
That is perfect, Jason. We're talking some college football when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. One playoff game down, one to go before we get into the NFL, Rob.
Playoffs? Oh, playoffs are coming. I cannot wait. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so much to get into it. Oh, by the way, the Spurs continue to play. Get here early, bring the popcorn. It's going to be fun. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
With the calendar now in January, the basketball world is taking over, and to add more excitement, make sure you're playing along on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action, where you can make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And it's easy and fun to do. Take your favorite players and decide higher or lower on stats, points, rebounds, steals, and more. With Wemby, always look at the blocks and see where you're going to go from there. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later, just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
College football coming up tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Miami taking on Ole Miss. A couple of teams that, well, kind of a surprise that they're there, but they are there, and they're in the semifinals, and it should be one hell of a football game. I'm Joe Ryan Eagle. He's Jason Minix. I'm expecting a good ball game tonight.
I think we're going to have a great game tonight. And I'm kind of with John. That Miami defense is really, really, really good. I know when they played A&M, everybody blamed Marcel Reed for sucking. And then you saw what Miami did to the Ohio State defense, and they say, well, maybe it wasn't that bad for the Aggies. It was windy at College Station. I mean, because Miami was the one team, should they even be in. Notre Dame, right? Although some of the games we saw, I think Notre Dame would have provided better games than some of what we saw.
Could be.
But Ole Miss and Georgia played the best game of the weekend. Can Ole Miss do that back-to-back weeks? That's going to be the bigger question. Their quarterback play, and the thing that bothers me about highlights is the highlights they show of that quarterback are all the scramble drills where he's making. There were like 4 of those. The rest of it, man, he is a precision passer.
I've heard people compare him to Johnny Manziel. You could see a little Manziel in him at times. He's not completely the making stuff up, because that's what Manziel did, man. He just seemed to make stuff up on the fly.
Well, I mean, to a degree, though, he keeps plays alive, but he is on point. They're showing Cam Ward on TV right now. Obviously, they're supporting the U. I was going to say his story is so much like Cam Ward's. I mean, this was a guy, Trinidad, that won a championship a year ago at another level and has leveled up. He is a winner, and it will be very interesting to see what he does, because his game reminds me more of Cam Ward than, say, Johnny Manziel.
Well, interesting. He's played well, that's for sure. And Ole Miss, boy, I tell you what, they have overachieved, or maybe they haven't. We just all think that they have. But they have played extremely well. I
don't think their coach would have left if he thought they could actually still be playing.
Well, you may be right. That's a possibility. Because, again, and I think you mentioned it, or we mentioned it on the air when he did leave, you win a national championship at Ole Miss. I mean, you're
statues.
You have statues, you get castles and thrones and everything else. And so it's going to be interesting to see. And for that reason, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing Ole Miss win the whole thing.
Castles and thrones in Oxford.
Yes.
Makes all the sense.
That dude would be king of Mississippi. I guarantee you he would be king of Mississippi.
Honestly, no doubt. I think tonight's going to be an incredible game. I worry that tomorrow night, well, I think it could be a great game because what Indiana has consistently done, I worry that this tomorrow night could end up a blowout just because that's what Indiana does. I think tonight's going to be a great game.
I don't know. It's hard to beat a team twice in one season. And Indiana's already beaten Oregon. They beat them at Oregon this year. So tough to beat a team twice. We'll see. Oregon's playing well. Obviously, Indiana's playing well. We'll see what happens there. But tonight, it ought to be an interesting deal. So, which leads us to who you like tonight. Because
we're doing our picks?
We'd be doing our prime picks. Well, the one pick. We're just doing one.
We're just doing one game.
We're just doing one tonight. And then we'll finish that out. Because when we last had our prime picks, I went 9-1. And that means that I am tied with Jason Minix in the final standings. So this is for all the marbles. I'm not sure what marbles we're playing for, but
well, the third place loser has to do tomahawks.
Oh, is that what? Well, that would be pledge because that's already decided.
Pledge can only win if he won every game the rest of the postseason and we lost them all,
well,
and he might then get equal.
Pledge,
I can.
You're so far back, I can't even see you back there.
I went 8-2 that week.
Well, I was 9-1. Minix was 6 and something.
6-4.
6-4. So
simple math.
All right. So we've got Miami and Ole Miss. Again, should be a good game, and I think this is one of the toughest ones to pick for me because I could make a case for either team winning this thing, but because of what you mentioned, and I think they may have the best defense left. Although Indiana's is pretty good too, but I like Miami.
So you're going to take Miami.
I'm taking Miami.
All right, coin flip, just because we're tied right now, because I was going to take Miami thinking you were going to take Ole Miss.
All right.
I will flip that. If you're taking Miami, I'm going to take Ole Miss.
All right, well, write it in there, will you? Can't have a blank page because you'll wake after the game and say, I didn't take Ole Miss. I took Miami.
It's on tape, sir.
I don't care. I want it in writing.
All right, Miami.
Yeah, all right. Ole Miss.
I caught it.
All right, Pledge. What are you doing?
Honestly, because I could flip a coin on this one. I am not passionate about either. I will. I mean, money wise, I think I'm staying away from this one.
I trust Trinidad Chambliss a lot more than I trust Carson Beck, and so for that reason, I'm taking Ole Miss.
All right. Well.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. All right.
I'm not afraid to be alone.
Well, I mean, we all know your love life, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, well, I haven't been alone, but that's been part of the problem.
You know what we do every Thursday?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We get you ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap, and it is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu. Friday night, they have Deadeye, a Grateful Dead tribute band. Saturday night, it'll be a lot of fun. These are some good dudes. San Antone Pilots, a Stone Temple Pilots tribute band. And next Tuesday, live and local with the Panics.
All right. Otherwise, tonight, you've got Michael Monroe Goodman is out at Green Hall tonight. Aztec Theater has Who's Bad? The ultimate Michael Jackson experience. That might be kind of cool, I guess. Stable Hall at the Pearl tonight, any color you like. And Takara Williams is at the LOL Comedy Club.
Friday, your afternoon should start with the Blitz. Joe and I live at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch location for a Flight Friday with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Friday night, Jamie Richards out at Green Hall. Stable Hall has My Pilots. The Moody Center has Hot Wheels Monster Jam.
Wow.
There looks like some sort of band, Semper Acer Bus at Paper Tiger. Is that close enough?
Close enough.
Yeah, Takara Williams continuing at LOL Comedy Club.
On Saturday night, out at the Alamo Dome, it all gets started at 12:30 Saturday afternoon, the Navy All-American Bowl, and right after that, the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game. You can make it a day of great high school football action out at the Alamo Dome. One ticket gets you into both games, by the way. Majestic Theater Laser Spectacular presents Shine On, a live musical and visual tribute to Pink Floyd.
Cool.
Out at Green Hall on Saturday night, Summer Dean, Boeing Center at Techport, Morrissey. Wow. Morrissey, huh? Interesting. ACL Live, Good Night, Texas. The E7 band is playing at Pick's Bar on Saturday night. You got Rehash at the Paper Tiger. Shin Yun is at the Tobin Center. I think we had some tickets here. There were emails floating around.
They're gone.
Yeah, I know.
You don't get it.
Well, I wasn't going to go anyway. So, Shin Yun at the Tobin Center. Enjoy. The hell is that?
I don't know. But it's their Sunday as well. Green Hall on Sunday has Joel Hoffman. And Sean Riley, poor guy's got to work with all that good football on at the LOL Comedy Club.
That's a shame, isn't it?
He better be funny.
Well, Monday night at Green Hall, if you're not a Texans or Steelers fan, you can go see the Harder Brothers.
The what?
Harder. Heart.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Heart.
Let's see. Wednesday, Green Hall has the Glenn Collins Band. Brass Monkey has Now That's What I Call Emu. And Ryan Long at the LOL Comedy Club.
Well, you missed Tuesday because I think we should go out there.
What?
LOL Comedy Club has open mic night.
I skip pages, man.
Open mic night. That'd be a blast to go out there and tell some jokes.
Would you do it?
Sure.
Yeah?
Why not?
You'd get booed off the stage.
Well, that'd be all right. Fortunately, I can't hear folks out there listening either on radio or live stream. They probably boo me every day. I don't get to hear it, which is unfortunate.
You know, it is interesting when you say it that way as we wrap up What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com. It's one of the interesting things in radio or television if you're doing television and you don't have a studio audience, although they all have people that tell you when to clap and whatnot,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
But we're in a room. We do something, you think it's funny. We have no idea if anybody else does.
No clue.
When you're on stage, you tell a joke, you know immediately if it bombed or not.
I know it, man.
Yeah.
It's a bad feeling.
You would know.
I would know. I mean, used to MC a lot of events, and you think you got some funny jokes to tell, and, well, some people laugh and some don't, and you just have to sit up there and move on. It's not fun.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be an interesting night tonight with the college game going on, yet all the news on social media about all the different coaching candidates, right? In fact, the Command Skins have requested permission to talk with Cowboys tight end coach Lunda Wells about their OC opening. Obviously, he knows Dan Quinn extremely well. Jeff Darlington's got some tweets right now left and right about what's going on with Harbaugh and McDaniels, and it'd be interesting to see, does the NFL world seemingly take tonight off and watch football like I'm going to do? Or is there phone calls and agents and interviews being set up, 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight with all the NFL reporters? Because it feels like in the last 30 minutes, every NFL guy is just tweeting all over the place about this, that, and everything else.
Well, including Todd Archer, who is reporting that the Cowboys have been denied by Atlanta to talk with Jeff Ulbrich for their D.C. job.
He got fired, didn't he?
Well, apparently not. He's still under contract, according to Todd Archer, with the Falcons, despite their search for a head coach. Now, the Cowboys, once the Falcons hire a head coach, if that head coach doesn't want Ulbrich, then the Cowboys can try again.
All right. Interesting, because the Browns are also announcing that they're interviewing Jim Schwartz for their head coaching opening.
Wasn't he at Cleveland before? I thought he was.
He was just their defensive coordinator, and the head coach got fired.
All right.
And I find that interesting because Ulbrich is a name that I thought was going to be there immediately. And I guess wrong, but I thought when Raheem Morris got fired, his whole staff got fired.
Apparently not. And Atlanta told Jerry to go blow. So you can't interview him right now.
Until they hire a coach. Wow, that sucks for Jeff.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Still under contract. I guess they don't want to pay him whatever he's owed on his contract. I'm not sure how that works with assistants. I'm assuming it's similar to a head coach.
It's the same, but I mean, I do wonder in a situation like that, because they're going to hire a head coach,
right,
offensive-minded, to work with Penix and Bijan Robinson and all those receivers that they have. But what if that guy doesn't want Jeff, and Jeff's missed out on all these opportunities? Although he is on a contract, so what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but you can't do anything. I mean, the Cowboys asked, according to Todd Archer, and the Falcons said no. You cannot interview him. So maybe they like him, and they're hoping the new head coach will like him as well. It's the only thing I can think of.
You know, maybe it's just Arthur Blank or Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, what's your first job as running an organization? I'm going to deny the Cowboys.
I'm going to screw the Cowboys over.
Yeah, well, and everybody else.
Right.
I mean, because I'm guessing that the Cowboys aren't the only ones wanting to talk with Jeff Ulbrich.
I would assume that's the case. But the Cowboys, there's another list of requests that they have made, and they're going to start their interview process here as well, I think as early as tomorrow with some of these guys. So we'll see what happens with Dallas as far as the D.C. position goes. We could hear some news, maybe, perhaps.
I think we'll hear a lot
next week
of interviews, and I don't know. I mean, the idea that what's the word I'm looking for? They're big. There are some big names, and how Jerry approaches this one, how Brian Schottenheimer approaches this one. You know, they said they wanted to cast a wide net. He said being a head coach isn't a requirement. If you're putting out requests for Jeff Ulbrich, why am I not reading that you've also requested Robert Saleh? Now, granted, he's going to get a lot of head coaching, but if you're casting a wide net, don't you talk to everybody?
I would think so, or at least put the request out there that's for sure.
You know, I mean, I know he's requesting or getting requests for head coach, and he's a DC now. I don't know what his contract status is after that, but why wouldn't you at least want to talk to that guy if you get a chance to, just to pick his brain and learn something?
Not sure. Be sure and wake up early in the morning with the Morning Huddle. AJ and Rob, they get started at 6 o'clock. Remember, we are live at Bubba's 33 Alamo Ranch with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Have a great night, everybody.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.